Greetings, Earthlings and humans. We got a banger of a show today. I'm so excited because we have a fucking genius on
I thought you were gonna
here.
say Jew.
I know. What? You thought I was going to say Jew?
Can you do it again with Jew?
Jew.
So you see, my patience is growing.
I love you.
Tyler
Oh my
Fischer.
God.
Oh my God.
I have to
I'm
do
so
the-
glad you're here.
I have to
And
do
you
the
had to
Macaulay
run
Culkin
through-
She interrupts a lot, so you just got to.
because we're in the fucking plaza right now.
Yeah,
I know.
Can we
This is
say
where-
that?
This is
Yes.
what. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Well, I don't know if the FBI's after you or
We'll
whatever.
be gone by the time this airs. We'll be out.
Yeah, thank
Oh
God.
my
This is where Trump
God.
met Kevin McAllister, right in the lobby.
This
here?
is where Trump met Kevin McAllister.
Yeah.
And that was one of my favorite movies.
Me
You
too.
were one of my favorite shows. So coming here was fucking mind-blowing.
And you had to go through the migrant crisis to get here, didn't you?
Oh, I had to go through like a migrant Palestinian, BLM, fucking climate change. Someone had to throw Greta Thunberg over the Queensboro Bridge to get here. Yeah.
what actually
They
happened.
were they really shutting down traffic for protests?
They shut down all of 2nd Avenue, so I figured some kind of protest.
Did they say what it was, or they just shut it down? You were
No,
I
they
know you
don't
were
have
stuck
to
in
tell
another-
you anymore.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
That's what COVID did, right? It was
Right.
like, we don't have to tell. We don't have to tell you anymore.
Yeah.
We could take everything away.
Yeah.
So just a little, one of the avenues in the biggest city in the world closed down. No big deal.
And
No big
don't
deal.
you dare question.
Nobody complains.
Questions? You have questions?
Yeah. Well, our mayor is, it's great we have a black mayor, but did you know I got in trouble for doing an impression of him?
No, you did?
Yeah, I got kicked out of a comedy club for doing an impression of Eric Adams.
Why?
Well, because
Because it
apparently,
was too good?
no, apparently nowadays a straight white guy can't do an impression of a mentally retarded person.
I thought you were going to say I'm a gay guy.
A gay retard.
Yeah.
I'm going to change the joke. Thank you. Thank you.
Did you really get kicked out of a comedy club?
Really?
No, it was all for the joke.
What's it like to do stand up in Manhattan? This is what I've wanted to ask you for years. I've been trying to get you on this podcast for years.
Can we talk about how we all met?
Yeah, sure.
Because
guys
it has to do with that.
I don't
Because-
even know when we met.
You
I
because you
figured
were
you would
asleep.
remember.
I don't know if we met. I told Jake, did I meet him before?
You
Oh.
did.
And Jake said, yeah, remember when we were in the street that time you were really drunk?
Yeah.
Which is always. But I didn't really.
Yeah, just the best night of my life.
Yeah, she doesn't remember.
No,
It's
I
just
do
another
remember. No, after
Night
Jake
in the
told me-
alleyway.
Jake, what was it that made me remember?
Well, so here's what happened. We went out with Ryan Long because we
Yeah,
love
Ryan
Ryan.
Long.
You went to the comedy
We
show.
went to the Comedy Cellar, and there's one across the street too. Whatever those two on the corner, caddy corner.
One
and-
time I lectured on Kabbalah in the one.
Yeah, but anyway, we went and
Mhm.
did comedy. You fell asleep in the
We were in the
bar.
lounge.
Yeah, she fell asleep. I have a video of it, and Ryan's like, "This is a lot of fun." And then I pan over, and Mom's sleeping. Andrew, what's his name?
Schultz?
Schultz was
Oh,
there.
yeah, I met
Oh,
him
you
that
got
You
the
didn't
night.
best-
meet
Yeah.
him. You were asleep. I said,
What a
"Please-
lineup that was.
Please go
That
show
was a great
respect
one.
to my mother." He's like, "Okay." And then he went over to you and you were sleeping. So he gave you like a fist
Not
bump. But anyway,
good.
we went in and you fucking murdered.
Well,
Oh,
I
you
didn't know you were
murdered.
there. I didn't know
It
you
was
were
coming
there.
down off the walls like in a church.
I
I said,
just
this is like an evangelical church where the praise is coming down off the walls for this man.
I had just gotten in that club. It took me 15 years.
Oh, my
And
God.
they passed on me a few times, so I let go of it because that's what I do in life. If I don't get something,
Uh-huh.
I did a whole meditation and I let go of the Comedy Cellar because it's like Beyonce. It's like the hot chick of comedy in New York. I couldn't even walk by it.
Oh, my God.
I started going a different way. I go, I'm not walking by it anymore. Then the pandemic hits, and I can't perform anyways because I didn't get the vaccine because my pediatrician said I was too tiny. But so then I just get in, and it hasn't even hit me that I'm in the Comedy Cellar yet because I've been going there for 15 years, and I'd stand in the back, and I'd see Gary Goldman or I go, "Can you take me down?" And I would sit in the back and just touch myself basically. So then I walk in, and I hear "ha, ha," and I go, "That's either Nelson from The Simpsons or Lizzo being stabbed, or God damn it, that's Roseanne Barr.
Yeah.
And someone goes, Roseanne's up there, and I looked in the balcony, and I nearly, and so I was so new there that I was afraid to really do the jokes that I do, and because you were there, I go, I'm doing the set that I do when I'm not here, and I did it, and then
really?
you were at some points were the only one laughing,
Yeah,
and
it was brilliant.
it was like. That probably helped me because after that night, I was like, "No, this is what I should be doing all the time. I can't be afraid to."
So 10% everything.
Well, that's awesome to hear. Yeah, I was like, this motherfucker is not pandering for laughs. Because I had been hearing that for so long. It was a depressing thing, like, why are they pandering?
Oh,
Because
a lot.
Hollywood makes you get on your knees and pander.
Yeah.
But I was like, look at him.
You know that more than anybody.
I know,
you know.
because, I can't believe what I lived through.
I can't
When
either.
I look back on it, now that I'm out of the spell of it, I didn't figure out then how evil they were. And I kept thinking, well,
You were so young. How old were you when you just started in Hollywood?
34.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, no, she was.
And I had 4 kids.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I couldn't believe it. And all that time where I was working in it, I suspected, you know. But when I made my comeback,
Yeah.
and then I seen what was going
Making
on.
comedy great again. Roseanne is
Yeah.
making comedy great again.
Ooh, and they didn't like it.
No.
I was like,
Well, they made
28 million.
they made you more powerful.
They did. It's like Obi-Wan. I always told her, if you're a Star Wars fan, I don't know if you are. You're probably not.
Yeah, I'm a little bit.
It's Phoenix.
Isn't it
If
freaky,
they
though?
strike you down, you come back more powerful. Actually,
And then
killing
look
you is
at
the
all
best
these
thing.
people connect. The fact that I'm even here with you is so it really is bizarre.
It is
Because,
all
like,
bizarre.
Because this happened organically, and I right before I met you guys, I was home. I mean, I lost my job because I didn't get the COVID shot.
Mhm.
I got fired from my agent for being white for the
Oh, no,
the
really?
crime of being white, which
Yeah.
they told me over email.
They told you it's because you're white that we're dumping
And
your
I
ass?
quit for 3 years because I was like, this was one of the biggest agents in the world that brought me in and was like, why aren't you on SNL? Why aren't you this? And you're a young person. You're like, this is it. You live off of hope.
Yeah.
And then I quit for 3 years, and then I literally was unemployed, living off the government, running an Airbnb in my house.
Did you leave when people rented, or were you in there with the guests?
I was in there.
Oof.
Yeah, roasting my own coffee. Couldn't afford to buy coffee. Was roasting my own coffee, and then I saw you on TV.
Where was you living then?
I was in Brooklyn. I've been here
in
14
Brooklyn.
years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you saw me on
Well,
TV.
I saw what was happening with you.
Oh, yeah.
And this was when
Okay.
I started to de-woke myself.
Are you kidding me?
And then I was
I never
like,
heard this.
oh yeah, I was woke as can be. I was
I mean,
brainwashed.
so
I was
were we.
full.
You mean seeing what happened to me was unwoken you?
That helped. It was all. It
Oh
was.
my
It was you. I
God.
saw Gina Carano.
Yeah, Gina Carano,
And
too.
then next thing you know, I'm in a movie with her, and then I'm meeting you.
Yeah.
And it's like all of it was organic.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a magnet intelligence.
Yeah.
It all draws together,
Right.
Like attracts like.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening is, hopefully, intelligence attracts intelligence of the same sort.
Yeah.
And we are the funny sort, because we writers and people who make things funny, we are a peculiar sort that like puts weird severed parts together.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
put the things together that other people don't see, and they definitely don't
Yeah.
put them together like
Yeah, you're
we
like,
do.
I could take that ear and make a vagina. I could take that baby's arm and put it like, yeah, you're just building this. And I think you think it's because we can't. The jokes keep coming, so it's a currency that doesn't stop.
Oh, I love that you said that.
So
Oh my
it's-
God, how much over that?
Because I'm barely functional human,
I
but I can
know.
just keep
Someone
jokes
said,
keep
I
on-
think it was Michael Malice said
Michael
about Mom.
Malice
Yeah,
said, he goes, "Your funny is
it's
pathological."
pathological.
He goes, "You can't not do it."
Yeah.
Who's
And
the
he's
Who's the
so
woman
right.
from Arrested Development? The mom,
Oh God, I
Lucille. Her name is.
don't. The real actress.
Or just I guess they're.
I don't have my phone to look it
Lucille.
up, but
Arrested
yeah.
Development.
Because you
I
you
can't
kind of
remember.
you look
what
like
that show.
Lucille from Arrested Development if she fucked Guy Fieri.
I can't remember any of those
No,
people.
You're
She's
turning
very
into
pretty.
female Trump with the hair.
No,
Don't-
my
she's-
hair. Don't
don't
even
make
get
fun
me
of the
started
hair.
on
I
my
love it.
hair.
No,
you-
Don't
I
make
love
me
it.
go
You
into my
walked into-
hair.
I
Oh,
love
no,
the.
my hair.
I
is
love
so
the hair,
dramatic.
Roseanne. I love the hair.
No,
You
hate
stepped
it.
into it,
She's
Tyler.
doing great things with the hair.
My
Look at
hair
the
was
hair.
3 hours a day of mourning.
She
I
met
got
me
my-
once
I
at a
was in the
rally, and she said,
tragic-
"Give me the Trump." She said, "Give me the Trump hair." We're making hair so great, Roseanne. Think of it. I was watching that Trump rally when he called you, when he
cowboy
called
hat?
you out, because I'd be home secretly watching Trump rallies. I was totally.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You're like a.
Oh, I went to the woods
Yeah.
to transition. I went to Maine to a cabin, and I slowly I was like, I put on a Trump rally for 5 minutes, and I'd be like,
And then I can't take any more.
"She's pretty good," and then I would go
Oh
like,
my God,
I was
baby.
transitioning, and then I would do Biden and Trump.
Did it hurt in your mind?
Yeah,
in
because
your heart?
because I couldn't tell anybody.
Uh-huh.
That's what I wanted. Can I ask you? Because you've lived in Manhattan for 14 years.
I've lived
or
in Brooklyn for 14 years.
So
I'm from
you were
Connecticut.
becoming pro-Trump during COVID.
It wasn't. I don't
He
even know if
was
it was pro
awakening,
Trump.
watching what was happening to me.
It was like pro. I will now listen to Trump.
Right.
Like that was just
That's a hard move. Well,
that's where I'm at.
We were Bernie bros. She ran as president in
Oh,
2012 as a socialist
I was pure
for the Green
socialist.
parties, and I was a Democrat till
It
2000.
sounds like Mr. Magoo's having a seizure.
Who,
But you-
That's Bernie. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, you started to kind of wake up in like we were kind of like because of my mother's position, and I'm a trust fund kid. Like we were in a bubble. Like we didn't have to like.
You're in a golden chair.
I know. Look at me. But we didn't like talk to people. So for us, it was like an easy transition because we didn't have friends to begin with. But I can imagine being a stand-up comic in fucking Manhattan and starting to wake up. That must have been horrible.
I never thought of the benefit of not having friends to begin with, but
Yeah,
I'm
no
a little
shit.
jealous. I
It's the
lost
best.
almost everyone.
That's what I want to ask.
Be quiet.
He's
No, I
let him
love
talk.
when Jake talks. 'cause
Everyone loves
I
Jake.
don't
He
like it
hates
when Jake talks.
in the
Jake's the
beginning, you
best.
didn't talk much. Remember, I was like, "Great job." I
Yeah.
was texting him when
A
you
lot of
started. I go,
people
"Great
do.
job, you're talking a little more."
Yeah, everyone's like, talk more. And I was like, my mom will kill me. She look how mad she is. First you made fun of the hair, and now you're telling her to let me talk. You're stepping in it.
Oh, I
No,
didn't make fun of the hair.
Okay, you ask him this.
Well, I
didn't
just
make
want to
fun.
I
know.
want to know the first time you went on stage. Go ahead, ask
Well,
him
let me
that.
just ask this first and then get into it. But like, he's transitioning to, I don't want to say pro-Trump, just not being a retard.
Yeah, I'm
Manhattan. What was that like?
de-retarding.
You were de-retarding,
Retardation,
but everyone
yeah.
around you here is a retard.
Well, can we call it MK Ultra government mind control or some sort of a program thing that you felt breaking? Did you feel some sort of a imposed thought structure breaking?
Well, it was chlamydia. Come to find out, but I actually just had chlamydia, and I didn't have sex. So, first of all, how can you get chlamydia without having sex?
I don't know.
Toilets?
Because girls will. I sent you the text. Girls will break up with me when they start watching my stuff. A girl
It's amazing,
I
Mom.
sent you this.
Can you read it to my mom?
And by the way,
It's amazing.
I'm very
He went on a
I like
date.
to meet women in the wild.
You
Off the
mean
dating apps.
In the wild.
In
what
the
do you mean
wild,
by
just
the
out
wild?
on the street.
Oh no.
Yeah. Because
He's an old school
you
hunter.
have to now. You have to put your height on Tinder. This is true.
Oh.
I used to go on 4 dates a week on them, and now I get none.
Yeah.
Because women can put a height requirement on there.
How tall are you?
Well, I had to change my height to millimeters to trick them. I'm
how-
5'5".
Yeah.
That's not that short. My dad was 5'6".
Roseanne, you don't know what's going on
It's
right
tough.
now.
Okay, I'm sorry.
6 feet tall is a
The minimum,
minimum
yeah.
for the majority of women in this city, and I'm not fucking kidding.
No, he's right.
Yeah.
Why are they really tall too?
No,
No.
no,
And they're all 250 fucking pounds,
yeah.
which is amazing.
Is that,
And then
Look
if you
at
ask
this!
him,
is
Look at
that
this!
true?
what's your,
Look
it's
at
true.
this!
And
What's
they're
your weight?
being picky.
Yeah.
Look at
I
this.
know it is all fat bitches like
Roseanne.
what's her name, Lizzo, stealing my act and being picky, like going, hey, you can't have any of this.
Oh,
Bitch, nobody wants any of that. Okay, you're in a delusional fucking world.
They're all like that.
You're fucking.
I can't
The
imagine.
only reason anybody likes anything to do with it is because you will bend over and let them do whatever they and their 10 friends want to do.
It's true.
You better shut your mouth. You got no self-respect. Kiss my ass. You better listen to the shit your granny is telling you, or at your own peril you will ignore me and you're gonna go straight to hell and burn there in a lake of fire for time and all of eternity.
All right, sure.
we go to these commercial messages. No, I want you to read this out loud.
You got to move the mic
Is
back
it
and forth for me.
horrible?
Okay, read it.
No, it's
I can't even
hilarious.
see.
No, here.
Make it
I
bigger
want you
print.
to read the first
This
one.
is real. He sent this to me earlier.
Okay, so that's
This is to you.
This is the first message a woman sent to me. So
This
she's
is
the
to
white
you?
and she's the white and I'm the yellow. This is not uncommon. This is on Bumble, by the way.
Okay.
She says what?
She says, I'm 5.
No.
You just have to read it to her.
I-
she's a
Read the
retard.
top
I
one.
don't know
Roseanne.
how to do any of this.
This is amazing.
New
So
Read the
people can
fangled
see.
top one.
shit.
I do
top
a
one
podcast.
in
Okay,
white.
how tall are you?
That's her first
That's her first
opening
thing
line
to
to
me.
me.
Isn't
to
that
you.
horrible?
Yes.
That's
How
horrible.
tall are you?
And then I wrote,
How much do you weigh?
How much
Did she ever call you
And
back?
here's what she comes back.
here's what she comes back with.
I am 5'5", but weighing 215.
215 pounds.
I'm trying to lose weight. I don't look too fat, but I do want to lose 50 pounds.
So she wants to get from 215 down 50, putting her like at one of Lizzo's legs
Yeah.
at that point.
She needs to lose about 100 at that height. Let's be real. Why she's setting her standards too low. Okay.
Lizzo's pinky. Her pinky nail.
So horrible.
175
Fat
pounds.
jokes are the best.
The fat jokes are always the
Everyone
best.
loves fat jokes.
I
This
started
could
doing
bring
Lizzo
the
jokes
world
because I saw
together.
you do them.
Yeah.
Because this could bring the world together. Fat jokes.
Well,
They will bring the
I always
world
say,
together.
Fat people and short people are in the same boat and it doesn't sink because we balance out the weight.
That's right, people.
I can't
Damn,
imagine.
that's brilliant.
and then I wrote back and I said,
Uh-oh, it
I'll
went
tell
away.
you.
No,
You're
I
just going to
wanna
have to read
Well,
it. to
I
her.
basically said, okay, I'm 5'5". I said, do you have a height requirement? And then she
never wrote back.
deleted me.
Disgusting.
And this is so common.
Well,
that
you
it's-
wouldn't look good with someone your same height weighing 215.
No.
That would look like the number 10
No.
going down the street.
Be like kissing
That
it.
wouldn't be
I'd be like
good.
a little baby bird kissing the mom. Like she'd be spitting food in my mouth. Well, I don't have a height thing, and
No.
I've dated women that were 6 feet tall before.
Really?
And if they don't care, that's even hotter
Did you
than
have
me.
sex with them when
Well,
they
they
were 6 feet
they
tall?
were convicted pedophiles. They saw me from the back and thought I was 12.
That's
you know,
one of
they,
my
they-
favorite
they
jokes
thought I
you
was
do.
12.
Did you see that with that page doing that in the congressional Senate?
Yeah.
That
Oh, the
naked-
page that was having sex?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the Senate, or was it the Congress?
Yeah, one
Congress,
of 'em.
yeah. Butt
Yeah,
sex in
yeah.
Congress.
That's what you voted for.
Those are the people telling us we're offensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, they're literally taking it up the ass.
I can't
In
believe. Sorry,
Congress.
I can't believe. So you're thinking of leaving Manhattan, right?
I on my way here put in an offer
Yeah.
to rent a house in Austin
You have to come to Austin
because
please.
You've got to come to Austin.
like, it's just another
Remember that song? Please come to Austin,
but
in
keep the Jews
summer."
away. Oh, different song.
That's all. That's
Different
fine.
song.
Can you get the mic closer to your mouth, Ma? You're leaning out.
What?
Put the mic a little. There.
Yes, I have to. It's
I want to rag on New
You
York.
do.
That's what
You
I'm
need
trying
to
to
go
get.
down there.
gonna-
Everyone down there is going to love you so much.
I'm gonna die here. I'm actually dying. Like
It's
I feel
horrible.
it. I'm
What happened? Because I
Why?
used to love New York.
Because-
Just because there's no feeling of life,
it's
liberty, or
that.
art.
Dead.
It's like I do want a wife and a family. I date
not
girls, and they're so brainwashed
Yeah.
from wokeism and the internet
You're
and
alone here.
Instagram, and it's like I worked 20 years to be able to sit on this couch with you, right?
Right.
And
How old are you?
These girls can just walk out of the house with tits and put them on the internet, and they put themselves at the same level of either fame
Right.
or work or whatever. And so you don't, I go and kill at the cellar, murder. And then women will walk out and be like, yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, I guess I'll, maybe I'll follow you online, or that was okay.
That hurts.
Well, it's fine. I mean, that was my mom that said that, but she's she's. Oh, you want to
It
know
always is
you
your
wanna-
mom that says that, ain't it?
This is the.
That's what my mom goes. Oh, I didn't even know you were back to doing comedy. It broke my heart.
I don't tell my family shit anymore.
I don't tell them
You
anyway.
can't tell
They're
anybody anything.
awful people.
Can't tell
They're
anybody
the ones
anything.
that made us into comics, which all comes from pain of rejection.
Well,
Am
I
I
owe him
right?
a fat check for that. Yeah, my dad came out, left our family. He came out of the closet when I was 7.
I didn't know this.
Are you shitting me?
Did
How
you
many
talk about this?
kids?
I felt
He
terrible. I
came
don't
out
know
as
this.
racist.
Ah!
No, he's gay. He's gay.
Oh,
Is he
Okay.
really?
Yeah.
you were 7. How many kids
I was
were
7,
there?
3
Oh.
Was he
kids.
gay before
Were
you
you
were born? Is it your
oldest or
fault?
You're
littlest?
always gay, man. I believe a lot of this new shit, like
Yeah.
most of it, is socialized. But I've talked to a lot of gay people. They know when they're 3, 4, 5.
There's a percentage.
Of course they do. Some of
It's
them.
a small percentage though,
Yeah.
but there is, I think.
Yeah.
Like actual
I mean,
gay
some
and trans.
do.
That's
It's
1%.
it's all over.
It's not
Some do when
40%.
they're real little. Some do when they're real old.
Of course, I'm just saying. Like, I want to get back to like when gay people were like 1%.
But I want to hear this.
The
Were you
GLs,
the
yeah.
oldest or the
I was
middle?
the youngest
Were
at
you
7, 9, 11. So I didn't. Well, he came out as bisexual first.
Did he tell his kids that?
Well, he told my wife.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I
the other-
became, I
this
became her
family.
fucking husband after that. You
Yeah.
know,
Did he
you know
leave
that,
the family?
huh?
He left.
Yeah, yeah.
He didn't
And
talk
then
to
I
you guys?
became the
Husband and
Well, you know that whole.
I do,
I'm
the dysfunctional
I'm
family.
sexually attracted to my mom
Oh yeah.
only when I'm high, which is called an edible complex.
That's
I don't think
That's
I
pretty
get
good joke,
that. I
too.
don't know if I get it.
You know the eatable complex,
edible.
the Oedipus
Yeah.
complex.
Oedipus, but edible is
But you really became your mother's husband.
Yeah,
in
oh,
a sense.
yeah.
Let's
Well,
talk- let's
that's
get
what
deep.
happens to
Oh,
the
it's
youngest
covert
boy.
incest. It's
Yeah.
covert incest.
Listen,
Yeah,
this
it is.
is what happens to the youngest son in all families where that happens. It's part of the dysfunctional.
Are you the youngest?
I'm the oldest son, but I feel
Uh-uh.
like I'm your husband, so maybe it's the oldest son.
Well, your younger brother feels like he's my husband too.
It's a weird fucking thing to say.
Because
man.
I'm a bigamist.
Do you really?
I'm
no,
an
no, but I-
incestuous
I'm just kidding.
bigamist.
I mean, no, all joking aside, like I'm like basically, work for her and live with her. So when one person asked me, like, what do you do for your mom? Do we go to the agent? And I was like, basically, I'm her husband. Like, that's what I am right now.
I didn't know he was telling people
But
that.
that's what
you
it is.
crazy fucking.
You know what? Jordan Peterson's at the
neurotic
Beacon. We should bring him
bastard.
in here to do a
No,
little
he's
therapy.
coming. He's coming. to Austin.
It's like, you want to fuck your mom. It's like Carl Young warned about that,
No, but
It's like you rescue your father from the belly of the whale, and then you fuck your mom, and then you clean your room. In that order. It's like, you think it's comical. It's like,
What do you think of him?
Mhm.
He's a little odd.
he changed my life.
Did he?
He's
How,
the reason
what-
I'm sitting here right now.
Really? How come? Why?
I could give you exactly how.
Give
I
me
mean,
a good sentence. You're a great writer. Give me it in a sentence.
he taught me to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Inspired me to tell the truth. And he said, if you tell the truth, you'll have the adventure of your life. And that's true because it
Isn't
was
that
like,
true.
it's like, when are you getting the vaccine? Oh, I'm not getting it.
Right.
What do you mean you're not getting
Yeah,
it? Do the right
exactly.
thing. Well, it's not for me.
Yeah.
And then my employer, the comedy club, they said, show me your papers.
Yeah.
And I said, I can't. And then they said, okay, you're gone.
Yeah.
Comedy club?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god!
Every
God.
club
Talk-
here.
yeah,
Every
you
club
have
here.
to
Every
be-
club in
every
New
club,
York?
You had to be
And
vaccinated.
if you keep
here, man.
doing
oh
that,
my god!
you keep
What?
telling the truth. Like,
Comedy clubs?
you end up in the goddamn Plaza Hotel with Roseanne Barr,
Yeah.
shoving fruit in your ass.
You didn't
No.
shove it in your ass.
I
No,
came
but
with
for
it like
real,
that.
you had to during COVID. I remember because I followed
Yeah.
him. You
Oh, they was just trying to. They
You
were
had to
just
be
trying
vax
to
carded.
shut us the fuck up.
They had a vax bouncer
yes.
They was
at
lying
every
to us the whole
bar,
fuck-
every cafe.
Is that true? A
I've
bouncer?
already
Was a
been-
little vaccine. I got to make a movie about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
with their
Yeah.
mask on, the sanitary
Yeah.
shit, and then they would go papers, please, and everyone would go yes, okay, sure.
fucking ridiculous. And they did it. They did it without feeling shame.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
So
They don't want us to remember what happened. Now their
Never
war is
forget.
on our memory. That's all I'll say. Because they're going to come after me and try to shut me down, not give me no money on YouTube.
of course.
But you know what? God is going to shut you down.
Well, Ma, we're bird flu's coming. We're all gonna die. Oh yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
I like
But-
your I like those glasses. We got those at Bergdorf.
And the bow.
Yeah, it was a very triggering visit to Bergdorf. We'll talk about that next week. I don't know if you know you're trending again.
Oh, I am. I'm trending. Well, I had terrible memories of what happened to me there, Joe Biden. My unfortunate uh, problem with Joe Biden there 26 years ago, but it was the, real Joe Biden before he was executed at Gitmo. Not this Joe Biden.
Let's be very clear then, because this
Yeah,
Joe Biden is innocent. Okay,
not
well,
this Joe Biden, not the clone, the
right.
original dead Joe Biden that the JAG executed at Gitmo. I read it.
It's got to be true if you read it on the internet. Well, I just want
Right.
to say, with the president being a clone and bird flu being gain of function research till we're all dead, we do want to talk about the importance of buying gold and silver. We've been doing this since the beginning. We've taken a little bit of a break, but rblikesgold.com. Go there now. You can buy individual silver and gold pieces. You can get an IRA kit. You can do it all. We got a landing page. We're really going to push it now because this is not about making money. This is about protecting what you have. This is about having
What you have,
currency.
because
Yep.
you don't want to end up with just useless money like in Germany when they had to take a wheelbarrow down to the store of paper money to buy a loaf of bread. You want real value, and that's real things like gold and silver. So, of course, don't take everything you got, but
Right.
really look into it, and this company will help you look into it, right?
Yeah, or take everything you got because that's better commission for us. Whatever you want, no pressure. But anyway,
Well,
RB Likes
hey,
Gold.
but a step at a time, educate yourself.
Yeah.
Don't do anything rash, but we're doing it too. So, that's what everybody suggests, that we really, put your money into real things rather than paper money, which
Absolutely.
is worthless, and it's on its way down.
Right. Yeah. Well said. Well, Mom, there's a silent epidemic affecting over 100 million Americans. That is fatty liver. We talk about it quite a bit because we always joke that your fatty liver needed its stomach stapled. My favorite line of that ever. We did that last week. But anyway, it is a serious problem. Fatty liver, it messes with your sleep. It messes with your moods, your digestion. It's a big
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah,
So,
your liver's important, right?
sure. Yeah.
And that's why it's so important to start protecting your liver today. And you can do so with Liver Health Formula. It's an all natural supplement which contains 11 clinically proven botanicals that help recharge and protect your liver. This company already has helped more than 2 million fellow Americans with their products. It's not surprising that the Liver Health Formula is so popular. You can try Liver Health Formula and receive a free bottle of nano-powered omega-3 to keep your heart healthy too. Try Liver Health Formula by going to getliverhelp.com/RB and claim your free bonus gift.
Nice.
Remember, your liver is responsible for 500 key functions. It's time you give it a boost in performance. Go to getliverhelp.com/RB. That's what I'm telling you.
Well,
Better listen. Anyway, so what was your...
Jordan primed. If I had not discovered him, because it took me 5 years of listening to him to really start implementing that stuff.
Yeah.
So I was just perfectly primed for it when shit hit the fan. And if it was a year or two less, I don't know if I would have had the balls to.
Yeah.
So
Are you talking about telling the truth and living the truth?
Well, I saw him stand up to what was called Bill C-16 in Canada
Yeah, I saw that
about
too.
compelling speech, which has never happened in the history of this fucking world.
No.
Maybe in Palestine, perhaps, with all the gay Palestinians. I don't know what,
That are left.
they're chanting from the river to the seaman over there. It's like, what is a gay Palestinian protest?
I don't know.
So, I saw him just stand up to that. And if you haven't watched it, he's in Congress in Canada explaining why you can't do it. And you really understand human nature, because even the Congress people, which aren't, they're still smart. It's still not easy to win an election.
No.
Like, go be the mayor of your town. Well, you could be Adam. That's not very hard for the New York mayor to win. But to see him, you can actually cut that part. See him stay so firm
Yeah.
and have people going, well, just say their pronouns. Just say they're this. And he's like, you don't understand.
Yeah.
If you force someone to say something,
Mhm.
it's going to spiral out of control.
Yeah, he was right.
And
That's right.
everything he said came true.
Yep.
Yep.
And so I just applied that amount of like, whatever it was,
Fortitude?
fortitude or courage or whatever it is, where you go like, it's really hard. You have to stay so firm because people keep coming.
Oh, some of those videos he's surrounded by trans activists and
Yeah.
on college campuses, and this was before them physically attacking us was the norm. I remember the early days when we were like, "Are they going to go crazy?" Before
But
they
he
did,
would come out and
he would
speak
stay cool.
very. He would speak very calmly
Yeah, he's
and
very
logically
respectful.
with them, and he would dispel hate.
Yeah.
And they kept trying to amp it up in every possible
And labeled
way.
him a transphobe,
Yeah.
which he's not.
No,
and
it's not.
and I love how he says, if he met somebody in his class that said I'm trans, he would take in the information and make his own educated guess
Right.
on whether or not he was going to go along with someone who really was,
Yeah.
or a narcissist who's seeking attention.
Right.
And
Yeah.
and not only that, but saying I'll accept responsibility if I'm incorrect.
Mhm.
And I've just like never heard anyone say that before.
No.
So
He knows it's an ideological war.
yeah.
He knows it all the way down to a certain level, but then I think that I don't mean to say anything negative about him because I
Yeah,
really
but you
want to
can
discuss
too, and
with him.
that's another thing.
I
is-
think he's got a couple steps more that I could help him with, because I like to help thinkers. I think
Sure.
very
Have you ever
deeply.
talked to him on a podcast?
He's coming on.
Yeah,
It's
he's
end of
gonna
this
come
month.
on.
We've been trying for a long time.
Or
She's
it's like,
incredible.
well, we have him on now, do a little deep fake,
Let's do it
save you a
now.
couple $1,000.
She's gonna do his
I
show
was
in
going to
Austin
do
in this
something
town.
with him, but they wanted me to play a pig.
I don't want
And
to.
I'm like,
I'm
oh
so
my
mad
God,
about
I
this.
can't
It's
play
not
a
what
pig. I'm a
happened.
Jew. And
It's
my
so
son was
crazy.
like, Mother, you're being ridiculous.
What do you mean
I'm
play
like,
a pig?
Dude,
I can't play a
I'm
pig
still
in a
mad at her.
cartoon.
Do you want to hear
He's
the
still
story?
mad at me.
I'll play the
I'm
fucking
not going to
pig.
play a pig in a cartoon because I'm a Jew.
Oh, in a cartoon.
No,
Yeah.
she wasn't playing a pig. Jordan
But
Peterson did a music
I'm
video.
not going to have all the Jews coming
She never will
after me
listen.
because I play a pig.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Here's what happened, just real quick, because
Well,
I want
you
to
can
get this
rescue
up.
your father from the belly of the pig.
He did a music video. I'm sure you've seen it. It's a huge hit. But he did his own music video, and in it, he also is wearing a pig's mask because he's playing another character
I
as
never
himself.
saw that.
It didn't do that well, but Dave Rubin's in it. A lot of Michael Malice, a lot of our friends are in it. So they asked Mom to do a cameo on Zoom, and they said, "You'll replace this one scene where he's playing a pig." And she said, "I can't be in video with a pig because I'm a Jew," and cancel it the day we were recording. So I had to call and be like, "Sorry, we're not doing
I
it
can't
because there's
play
a pig."
I'm a Jew.
But I'm respectful of her.
That makes
But
sense, right?
I think it's
Yeah, Lizzo wasn't available.
it
What is-
doesn't.
I don't think it was a fat. What? Maybe it was a fat joke.
You know,
I
culture.
should have looked at it as a fat joke.
Excuse me.
I looked at it as an anti-Semite joke.
Oh,
No.
okay.
I should have looked at it as a fat joke. Maybe that's good.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't remember what
I
the
was totally
significance
off
was.
the mark there.
It doesn't matter. You didn't have to do it.
How
you don't
old
owe
are
any
you?
favors.
37.
He's
It's
younger than all my kids except one.
He's 10 years
all
younger
of
than me.
these intellects are doing music. Like Ben Shapiro had like the #1 rap
Yeah,
thing.
with
Tom McDonald, our
Whatever his
Tom
friend.
name is.
McDonald.
Tom McDonald. You can rag on him, but he's our friend. He's amazing.
We love him.
He's amazing.
By the way, this episode is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Protect your online data for 15% off. Use code Roseanne as a fat bitch for 10%
That's a
off.
good Shapiro.
He was not anybody who defended me when they
Mm.
came after my Jew ass.
He did
What's
a
that?
little to Ben Shapiro.
After
He did a little
he's
bit.
like, well, they're right. They can, oh my God, I lived through a witch burning.
We all did, but yours was way worse. But no, Shapiro.
Maybe he
defended
sent you
him.
a helium sleep mattress. This episode is brought to you by Helium Mattress. Use code Roseanne is a really, really,
Offensive. Really fat.
really fat pig.
Did they
Really
do
fat
the?
bitch of a pig.
Did him and Candace do their debate? I missed it. We were trying.
I don't know. I stay out of all of it because
It's just too boring. It's like you can
it takes
tell
me
it's
out
wrestling.
of my. It takes me out of like being creative when I get
What do you
involved. and
think's the most important thing we should talk about?
in what in
Between
life.
me and you's right here.
Oh, I feel like we're flowing pretty well, babe.
Oh, all right. Let's
Well,
talk. Let's talk about
art.
First Amendment. Let's
Okay.
talk about let's talk about art.
Well, back to the gossip and all. I have like a no gossip rule, which is why I don't hang out with most comedians. They don't like me because I won't go there.
Because you won't gossip.
I won't gossip, and at the comedy clubs,
That
I'm
means
there
you
to
don't
work.
know any gossip.
I'm there to work. Well, also, and then if people gossip about you, you go, well, at least I didn't do it back, so it helps you get through it.
That's right.
Because during the my cancellation was like the opposite of yours. You were a world famous person, and they cut me off at the knees before I got to I was on my way.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what caused you getting cut off?
Well, the woke ideology mind virus of this new racial division justified discrimination and racism against certain groups, which is growing, which is why I always
sure is.
when I saw, when I'd see a white woman say something like, "Oh, white men this," I'd go, "Don't, be careful," because they just blew through all the white men and now it's white women. Yep. And then that group is going to expand, and then it's not going to be just men, it's going to be gay men. And
that's right.
I have gay friends who are bullied from trans people because they're not as oppressed.
That's
and
right.
it's all a game of oppression. It's very simple.
It's Stalinism is what it is.
Right.
Well, it's like a reverse strata. Like the more oppressed you are, the higher up on the chain you are. It makes
and you can keep going.
Yeah, it never stops.
You can break a group down infinitely.
Yeah.
Factioning people to where they all go against each other. The red tie thing is what it was. Somebody wrote something until they came for the people with the red ties, people who wore the color red. Now they were the enemy. There always has to be an enemy, and you always
think about
have
it
to
now,
be pursuing and killing them.
When there's quite literally on the government website of New York, there are, I believe, last time I checked, something like 37 to 40 genders.
Yeah.
Legally listed by law by the state of New York.
Yeah.
So if you multiply the amount of genders by the amount of races, by the amount of made up, disabilities now, people like to identify as neurodivergent.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's about to get
way
way crazier.
They want it to collapse. It's like pre-designed collapse.
Is that your conspiracy theory? Because that's pretty fascinating.
Yes, of course. That's what they do all the
Who's
time.
they?
That's Marx.
Do you give them enough credit for that type of thoughtfulness, though? And
that's Marxism.
I do.
It's to overrun the system till it collapses from the inside.
All you gotta do is poke at a mentally ill person, though. I mean, it's fun.
It is that.
So they're kind of like they're doing it to destroy us, and also it's probably enjoyable. I'm not trying to be funny.
But they always go too far, and it always backfires on them historically.
Right.
Like them doing that to Israel is kind of like, I'm like, oh my God, what are they doing? Because
did you see the "Death to America" chants today or yesterday?
That's here, right?
In Michigan, it was in Michigan.
Well, no,
you hear it around here. Yeah. Even at the comedy clubs, you'll see people
at the comedy
chanting.
Clubs?
Well, just like there's a very, very awkwardness when a Jew or Palestinian topic comes up.
Yeah,
and a lot of comics will go, I'm not going to go there, and I'm like, well, why not? Why not go there?
It's the best
Does
time.
the audience go? Because, they had something on Saturday Night Live where a Palestinian comic was on there talking about free Palestine, and the largely Jewish audience begins like quietly applauding.
I went on after him. He was testing his stuff at the Comedy Cellar, and he said free Palestine and got an applause break. And I'm like, I said I don't like the gossip because I honor anyone that's successful and that's gotten that far. But I went on after him, and I bombed on one of my jokes, and then I just yelled out "Free Palestine" just to get a free applause break. And I thought, if you're getting free applause breaks, for a sentiment and not a joke, it's a bad sign.
That is a bad sign. That's a very bad sign.
And not a comment on him. It's a bad sign, just like culturally.
Yes.
So
that's
my new thing too. If I start bombing, because I just go in now because I have nothing to lose.
Oh my God, is it genius?
And so if I really bomb and I really go there,
I'll
go. Oh no, I'll go. I'm so sorry. I made it weird. Let's do something we could all bring all of us together. And I'll go. Well, give me 20 minutes on Israel Palestine. Let me get in there.
Oof.
Oh, it's such a weird place.
It's such an inversion.
But it's a great time for comedy.
It is a great time for comedy.
The best
which
time
is
in a long
weird
time.
because it used to be that when there was a Republican administration, that was the best time for comedy because you had something to rebel against. And that when it was, but I was like left wing then.
Sure.
And then when there was liberal or
Like, did you make fun of Obama at all during his administration?
that's where I got fired.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
not
right.
at first though.
Yeah.
Sorry to bring it up.
Always, no, that's
Let's talk about Israel Palestine now.
Yeah, let's do it because that is Obama.
That's what it was about.
Obama's administration.
Yeah,
But
Obama.
it was again. You said something about him.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
valedictorian.
because I was first really pissed. I was so pissed off when they nominated him over Hillary Clinton. I was all Hillary Clinton feminist, back in the day,
It's terrible.
I was like, they would take a
So was I.
younger man
So was I.
over an experienced woman. How dare they? How very dare they?
That's the first line of every date I go on in Brooklyn. They sit down, and before I even introduce myself, there's a rant about the patriarchy.
Yeah,
It
it was
works.
that.
Seal
Yeah.
the deal, baby.
I was the same way as you, though. I think I cried when Trump won, and wasn't.
Really?
I cried because I was at the airport in Chicago, and I remember I was on a first date. This was during the height of Tinder, when Tinder was a sex app, and I was not a guy that got laid
I never
as
got
a
laid.
young man, right?
Is that how you meet people?
I was raised by a gay guy,
Yeah.
so I didn't really
Oh
know.
yeah, you're gay. You never even told. Did your
yeah.
dad leave your family when he
Yes,
came out?
yes.
He moved
That's
out
so
of the
cool.
house.
He moved out.
Was he kicked out or he willfully
He left to pursue a relationship with a man,
That's
and
terrible.
Sorry.
Did
Back
he
then,
still see y'all?
yeah, and
Okay.
he's a fantastic father. But
Oh,
this
cool.
is where you go. You have to honor history because
Mm-hmm.
as fucked up as it got me, it was brutal. I got bullied. I essentially was living like a closeted gay man.
Yeah.
I was hiding him from my friends. The things I came up with, which I'll tell you are really funny now when you think about it. But I can go back and say that was a different period of time.
Yeah.
He could not come out in an Irish Catholic family. He probably would have killed himself.
Right. I get
So
it.
you go, one of my favorite jokes is that if it wasn't for homophobia, I wouldn't be alive.
Yeah. No
So-
shit. That's a good
So
joke.
I have to delicately
That's a
find a
great
way to
joke.
honor homophobia even today,
That's like Melissa.
Yeah.
My niece is a gayby.
Yeah.
And her dad, my brother's gay, and so is my sister. But my brother, they call her a gayby. All kids like her that
I
had
guess
two
I'm a
Ken
bit of a
dolls.
gaby.
Well,
Did you get the two Ken dolls in the Barbie house? Did you get that?
We did I get that? No, I don't think. No, it was just my dad was actually dating a man named Ken. That's true.
Wow.
Really?
And he looked like a
Kendall.
doll. Yeah.
Was it?
And I wanted to fuck his daughter really bad. But that was the upside, was he would date these hot guys and they all had kids, and then we would like play and be like, "So your dad's gay too, huh? So your dad's fucking my dad, huh?" And I was like 10.
Oh,
And I remember this girl, she had
That's
I remember
crazy.
being in her room, she had a ferret, and I'm just like, I want to fuck this girl because I was so messed up
Yeah.
from taking care of my mom, who was suicidal. She tried killing herself.
Oh my god.
Oh,
And so
that's you
so
poor thing.
anyways,
How
back
old
to
were you?
Well, it started at 7, so
Oh.
I became her spouse essentially at 7.
Oh my
But
god.
again, I can look back and go, my dad didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
It was like suicide, or what, I don't know what you would do in 1969 or whatever, coming out as gay.
Yeah.
And another one of his siblings was closeted. I'm not even sure that's out yet. But it's today, if anyone's
Roseanne-
watching, if any Fishers are watching, so I can look back and
well,
go,
they say if there's one in the family, there's most likely two.
yeah, my brother's gay too. So I can look back and say, I understand.
Yeah.
And I could see that my mom was suicidal and have a lot of compassion, and she's pretty much barely alive now. I found her trying to kill herself 5 years ago.
How old is
So
she?
that ate
God.
away at her with
That's tough.
with another slew of things, right?
That's
Mhm.
tough.
And I can just look at it and go, this is fucking tragic.
Is that how you're getting your comedy? Is like by living through, are you making that into your comedy? This
Oh
tragedy,
yeah. I mean,
this horror,
for
this
2 years,
pain?
I you know,
Good
and this is
God.
what pisses me off about this ideology bullshit. Everybody I know tells me I'm privileged and I have it better because of my skin color and this and that. Meanwhile, I'm going through this shit,
Mm.
not as a victim, but going, I don't get to have both. I don't get to find my mom trying to kill herself and have my dad go fuck some guy and my brother cut me off for misgendering someone on Twitter and I get fired. And I'm like, you don't get to do that and then tell me I have everything.
Right.
Take a pick. I don't
Right.
care.
Right.
Tell me I'm privileged and give me the job that I deserved, or leave me the fuck alone for going through what everybody goes through.
Well,
Yeah.
the whole thing is to punish talent. Have you noticed that? That's what I think. It's to destroy talent because talent and thinkers are the kryptonite of communism. Where they get rid of. They don't like art. They don't
Sure.
like outspoken. They
But
don't
you don't
like
think it's broken
thinkers.
down more specifically by ideological
Yeah,
categories? But it will
I
come for
do.
them though.
Yeah, but
'Cause
it's all that. They don't like dissent. No dissent.
you know what's a great example of that is for a while during BLM, it's like, well, you can't challenge anybody who's a person of color. You can't do it.
Right.
And I had people come up to me at some of the best comedy clubs in the world, comics, and they would say, you can't tell that joke.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, happened the other night. And but Dave Chappelle, a black man, got ripped apart for telling a joke about trans people. So that was the evidence of, oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can't touch the landmines of these new unwritten, and they're all unwritten. I always think about George Carlin, who
Uh-huh.
went to court
Right.
to find
for the
out.
seven.
Yeah,
The seven words
yeah,
you can't
shit,
say.
piss, cunt, fuck, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits.
Right.
And now it's like there's 700 topics
Hmm.
that all have 700 subcategories.
You can't stay on top of it.
Yeah.
So you're in a landmine.
Well,
It's good
that's
to
what
call it
they
a landmine.
count on. That you never really know exactly what the rules are.
Right.
They
Well-
keep moving the goalposts over and over. But
So how
that's
do you
what
think? What do
lawfare
you
is.
think the most
Yeah.
important way as an artist is to combat that?
Well, I think for us is to just be funnier than any of them.
Well, the U.S. government is at it again. They are now doing gain-of-function research with China to make bird flu more deadly, and who knows what else they're doing. But they never can stop until we're all dead. That's their plan.
That's
And one of the products we talked about last week was the Contagion Emergency Kit from TWC. It can help you get ahead of it. You want to be, you want to survive the rapture, basically, be the last man standing. So this is a great product.
Yeah. Do you have what your family needs this time around?
Yes.
Ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine HCQ. What about Tamiflu or a nebulizer? Most doctors still won't even consider prescribing those because they help. But we've got you covered, so keep listening. Americans are waking up and understanding that now more than ever, we need these life-saving medications on hand. The only one of its kind, this prescription emergency kit from the Wellness Company, provides you with a carefully selected assortment of effective medications for bird flu, COVID-19, and other respiratory illnesses. Ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, Z-Pak, Tamiflu, and budesonide.
Well
Along with-
read.
Huh?
Well read. You got it right.
Along with the nebulizer, so you can rest easy knowing that you have emergency meds on hand. That's really important for, cutting down on your stress, right? And it comes with a guidebook for safe use. Backed by research from experts like Dr. Peter McCullough and Dr. Harvey Reish, the Wellness Company's Contagion Emergency Kit is a must-have. Every American should have at least one of these kits in their home. Avoid the chaos, wait times, and price of the hospital, and have exactly what you need for as low as the cost of a single doctor's visit. To be prepared for the unexpected, listeners can go to twc.help/RB and use the promo code RB for 10% off and free shipping.
All right, Ma. You know, we talk about debt in this country and debt slavery a bunch. This country is designed to put you in debt, whether it's through loans or credit cards. It's predatory. A lot of Americans are in debt. It's a huge problem. So Done with Debt has partnered with us. We've done ads for them before. It's a program and company we really believe in. So anyway, they asked us to talk about them again. So
Yeah, as you know, me and your dad, when you were little, we were in debt too. So that's why I like this company. Done with Debt is your lifeline. Done with Debt has an ingenious new strategy to help erase your debt faster and easier than you thought possible. Done with Debt analyzes all the debt options you qualify for. They know how to reduce bills, they know how to cut interest rates. Their skilled staff of negotiators know how to get debt out of your life permanently without bankruptcy and without a loan.
right.
Done with Debt are the experts in brilliant strategies for eliminating debt. But you need to hurry because some debt solutions are time sensitive. Here's how easy they make it. Go to donewithdebt.com. That's donewithdebt.com. Donewithdebt.com. And that's why they try to shut down Funny, because Funny makes fun of them because they're idiots and arrogant. They love their arrogance so much, and they just really, really want to protect their arrogance. And
Arrogance doesn't do well in, especially middle America, which I'm learning. And as
right,
I tour and you really get to see what an average American is, which I would say is us essentially, if we weren't in the Plaza Hotel, maybe
right.
if we were across the street. But
Well, we
you
talk
gotta
to a lot of average Americans.
you have to just be real and funny.
Well, you got to say something that makes people laugh. You can't do, but here's what they do. They don't say shit that makes people laugh. They say shit that makes people go like this. That's what they do. Like
Or
Jimmy,
this.
yeah,
This is
that
like a show in Brooklyn now. Is
And
everyone
this-
just
Yeah, clapping
they
is
can't
triggering.
laugh. They can never give over control. When you laugh and you take that breath and you lose control to joy and ecstatic hilarity
Mhm.
of like going to the next level of losing control
you
for
can't control it.
no, right, and you're like can't even get your breath. Oh my God, they hate any kind of loss of control because they're just all about control because their sphincter must be, they got to constrict that
But if it's a really good
sphincter.
joke, they'll actually they'll let it out, and then they'll catch the Lizzo joke I just posted. You can actually see the explosion of laughter, and then the realization that is this allowed, and then it turned into me getting booed by half the crowd.
Right.
And then I doubled down on the joke, and then they release again. That's fun to me though.
I love that you went there because it's all fucking with a pattern of energy, isn't it? It's all like fucking with psychic
And
energy.
you can't. I think you have to start with the fact that
You're
in comedy
surfing
there's
it.
no rules.
You're surfing that psychic energy in the room, right?
But you have to start with there are no rules here.
Yeah, there
and
are no
and
rules.
it's another reason I don't talk to comedians because a
Mhm.
lot of them will say, "Well, that topic. Well, I can see how that." A couple nights ago, I was about to go on, and a comedian said, "Just to let you know, the last comic did some race stuff.
Race stuff.
People didn't like
Did
it.
they say race stuff or racist stuff?
Race, like
Okay.
race stuff. They didn't like it, so I would just maybe avoid that."
Because he knew you had some race jokes.
Well, he probably knows that I cover the whole thing, and I don't plan my sets usually.
Right.
But because he said that, I was like,
I'm going to do
not
all
only
race
am I
jokes.
gonna do the
All race
You put
jokes.
blackface on.
that fires me up so much,
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's how
because I
my
grew up
mom-
being
That's how
bullied,
we
and so it's
are.
like, yeah, if
Like,
you're
you're not going
bullied,
to tell me what not to do,
Yeah.
motherfucker. I'm
Yeah.
a comic.
you get bullied,
I
you go
own
home
that
and you think,
stage.
how can I get back at the bully?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Mhm, right?
yeah. So
Right.
I went I quadrupled down, and I did, instead of the one Lizzo joke, I did the Lizzo joke the whole set. And I've never
That's so
done that.
great. That's so awesome.
And as I'm talking, I'm coming up I'm coming up to ways to slip in that fat fuck in every joke, including ones I didn't even know I could.
Really?
And then the last one
That
was
just came into your head like you was
It's
channeling from the
hotline.
Lord?
yeah, and that just
Mhm.
came from the guy telling me I can't do it, and I'm
Yeah.
going, I'm at the fucking Comedy Cellar.
Yeah.
I'm at the goddamn Comedy Cellar where Robin Williams is looking at me every time before I go on stage, going, "Oh shit, well you can't say that, or don't talk," you know. And so I
God
went
bless
on
you, Robin.
and I did it, and it was the best set I've ever had in my life
Great.
in
course it was.
20 years,
Of
and
course
I
it was.
taped it.
Fucking cool, man.
Yeah, and I went home and I edited the thing until 4 a.m. And
So
all
cool.
fueled by that one fucking guy. You know, he's a nice guy. I don't want to,
Isn't that so fucking awesome?
but
When you hit and when you have your good set, when it goes from just a great set into pure art,
how long
it's
does it
such a
take you
great feeling.
to, like, if you have an idea, do you just go, I want to go do it right away? Do you test it out online? I don't know how much you're not on Twitter anymore, are you?
Well, I'm on my limited
She
little.
is.
I'm on my what do you call them? Fake accounts.
Puppet. Your puppet account.
My
Oh, okay.
puppet accounts, so if nobody can find me, you know. But they do find me, and then I get evicted.
Evicted.
And then I have to get
So
another
you're doing
one.
it. How often are you performing live these days?
It's been a while. We
I
were
haven't
doing.
performed live for a while.
Do you want to?
Sometimes I do, and then like I went on stage at Joe Rogan's club, you know,
The
the
mothership.
and I didn't do well
Yeah, you
because
haven't.
I was too high.
Oh,
I made a terrible mistake of drinking too much and smoking too much marijuana up with other comedians, which you're smart to not have comedian friends
Yeah.
because they're always getting you to smoke pot
I'm
to
allergic
fuck
to.
you up.
Here's another upside. I'm allergic to smoke.
Oh,
'Cause I started smoking when I was 10,
boy.
and I've ruined my lungs, and
Jesus
so I can't be
Christ.
around cigarette smoke. So I can't hang at the mothership, and I love the
Oh,
mothership.
Yeah,
And
it's
I'm
a great
moving to
place.
Austin or getting a place there, you know, to also be closer to that club and to you guys.
Yeah.
Because you go in there and nobody says you can't say this, you can't say that.
Right.
No, it's great
That's
there.
the good
And it's
part.
like,
that whole
that's all
town
I-
is like that, which
Yeah.
is
That
what's great.
feels
It's
like
freedom of speech
1997
town.
in there.
It does.
does.
It does.
What
It's-
a gift he's given.
But I
It is.
became too drunk, and I was on stage, you know, and I knew I shouldn't have went on stage
Will you
because
pull the
it was
microphone
it
a
was
little closer?
Shabbat, huh?
Pull the microphone a little closer.
No, I knew I shouldn't went on stage because it was Shabbat, and
Yeah.
You had a bad set.
Yeah,
so
go
so
back out
I
there.
went on, but
You're not
yeah,
banned from there.
and then I was like, oh,
She thinks she's banned. She does this thing like
then I think people don't like
she.
me.
Have you
Gutfeld.
seen Brian Holtzman?
Yeah.
Yeah,
have.
my grandson opened for him. My grandson's doing stand up.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But my point is,
What?
Brian Holtzman says whatever he wants,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
hilarious. And he'll ebb and flow for an hour, and that's so cool to watch.
No, she killed at the mothership. She did it probably 10 times. Killed 9. The last one she got too high, and she hasn't gone back. And it's just like we have
I
to.
know because I was humiliated.
She's very
and,
ashamed of it.
I just felt like I let everybody down. You know, have you felt that as a comic ever? That you feel like you let everyone
I
down?
don't think so.
Yeah,
Well, of
probably when
course
I
you
found my
would.
mom trying to kill herself. She didn't
No.
like the Lizzo material.
Oh my God, you poor thing.
Is
How
course.
can
so?
you
I mean,
even fucking live a
maybe
day
you're
on this
lucky.
fucking godforsaken planet after you've experienced that
I'll
sort
tell you
of
how.
horrible pain
I'll
and
tell you how.
betrayal?
I couldn't even look at water for 2 years.
She tried to kill herself in a tub.
No, I found her trying to drown herself in a lake.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my God!
For
How'd
2
you
years.
find her?
So she wrote us. She was suicidal, and we found out somehow through a note or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I got the call. I'm at the beach in Brooklyn.
Oh, you poor bastard.
You know, probably being pissed on by a homeless guy or something. And
Oh,
I'm not emotional. I'm just choking on strawberry.
oh, good.
And so
Well, it's better for the podcast if you do get emotional. If you cry looking at that, King,
No.
we need it for the ratings.
and so yeah,
Mm.
I went home and
Mm.
the the hospital was like, she can't, you gotta keep her on lockdown. That's like a real official lockdown, you know.
Yeah.
pandemic, not the fake pandemic bullshit. And I got a text that she stole a car. And I was like, okay, I know she's going to do it. And I was at a fork in the road. And I remember, I was like, all right, she's either at the beach or this lake. And I just
Guessed.
guessed.
God.
Yeah. And I drove up and I saw her car and I didn't see her in the water. So I assumed she was dead.
Oh my God.
And then I saw her like up to here.
Oh my God.
Yeah, never forget it.
That's
Of
horrible.
Never
course
forget.
you'll never forget it. What'd you do? Jump in?
I jumped in. There's pills lined up on the. Mom, you don't mind I'm talking about this, right? Are you watching this?
Oh, Mom, we're gonna.
Did you
pray
take
for
your
you.
medicine?
No, we're gonna pray for
Of
your
course
mom.
I pray for her.
I'll
Of
pray
course
for her too.
Of course I pray for her.
You know what's worse?
What's her
Is
name?
when your mom
Sharon.
doesn't try and kill herself.
Sharon, I'm gonna pray
kidding,
for
it's
you,
Roseanne.
Sharon. My cousin name was Sharon, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna pray for Sharon.
But I did heal from it with what's called EMDR.
what's
what's
that?
EMDR, I discovered in a book called The Body Keeps the Score. Fantastic book.
I've heard of that.
Electromagnetic.
Read it. It's amazing. It's it recreates
Trauma.
REM sleep, where you're flipping back and forth between the left and right brain, a rapid
Mhm.
eye movement. So when you're asleep,
REM,
your
yeah.
eyes are moving rapidly.
Right.
And so you recreate that with a therapist. You have pulsating knobs that pulsate left and right. You have
Is this Scientology?
beeping. No.
Okay.
This is how a lot of veterans.
Yeah,
Heal
I've heard of it.
PTSD.
Yeah,
Familiar.
they do PTSD.
So you actually go back and you kind of are in REM sleep. So it's a
Right.
bit of hypnosis, and then you talk out the experience, whatever the
Mhm.
trauma is. It could be as little as, I shit myself in 4th grade and everyone laughed at me.
Right.
You go back, and by golly, you are back in that moment.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sobbing, and you're there.
Mhm.
You are there.
hmm
And then you have, you work for a couple of weeks to find ways to kind of like disconnect from it. You have words, whatever. Like if you have a good therapist, they'll slow you down. They're watching you, right? And they'll take you out of it if you need to. So he's watching you, and he'll ask, do you want to keep going? What are you seeing? And you regroove your neural pathways.
Yeah,
Hmm.
new
And you
neural pathways.
rewrite the ending of it.
That's right.
So I quite literally rewrote the ending, where instead of jumping in the water and crying and trying to save her, which I've been trying to do my whole life, and I
Yes.
brought her to the hospital,
Mhm.
I would get in bed with her, watch Seinfeld. I
Oh,
was like
honey.
doing all the shit I did as a kid. Instead,
You were being her dad.
there was a limo there, and I sent her in the ambulance. I got in the limo. There's a smoking hot babe. Looks a little bit like your wife, actually.
Yeah.
And my dog.
in the limo.
Yeah. And I took the limo back to New York and went and did a show.
That's
And
great.
that was me going, you have to take care of yourself.
Yes.
You got to live.
It saved my life.
That's amazing.
That saved my life.
I'm going to try that with this
Amazing.
podcast. No one heard my joke. I said, did you hear the, what's worse?
Which
What did
one?
you
Sorry,
say?
I usually don't want credit. I said, what's worse than your mom trying to kill herself is when she does it. But nobody laughed. God,
Yeah,
you're so lucky.
Your EMDR is just you in a room with your mom. She goes, "Do you want to do the podcast?" You go, "No."
Yeah. Do it yourself.
Yeah,
No.
No,
But can
talk about how when people ask me to be on their shows, what you tell them.
Well, I got it from Hannah, my wife, because people are like Gutfeld even, like, you want to do Gutfeld? And it's like, Hannah told me this line. She's like, look, we have enough problems getting Roseanne to do her own podcast. She's not going to do her show. And it's true. Sometimes we have, look at this. I had to give her fucking pills.
Yeah.
No, but can I ask you guys a question?
I don't
Both
want to
as,
put on makeup.
can I ask you both a question as comics?
You're not wearing makeup?
I
She doesn't
am.
Oh.
It took me an hour and a fucking half
hates
to do my hair and my
having-
makeup.
When I saw your hair first on Instagram, I
this hair or
yeah,
another
but
hair?
you honestly you look 10 years younger.
Thank
With
you.
this hair?
Yes.
Are
She
you
hates
shitting
this hair.
me? Because
I
I'm
told
going
you
to
she
sue these
hates
two
it.
bitches that
Yeah.
did my hair.
She's lost a friendship.
You're
with
suing
her.
I
them?
abandoned
She's
my
so mad.
24-year friendship with Shannon over this
Her best
hairdo.
friend. She doesn't talk to her
My
anymore because
best
of this
friend,
haircut.
she fucked me over on this hair.
What do you
I know.
mean? Did she cut it herself?
No, she
She-
had her friend do it. But I think it looks fine. She hates when I say that. I think it looks great. Dare I say?
Everywhere I went at the Trump,
So great.
what do you call that place where Trump lives down there in Florida?
Mar-a-Lago.
Mar-a-Lago. Every place I went down there, I'd walk in. I was horrified with my hair. Everyone goes, "Your hair looks
I
fantastic."
think it looks fun. It looks
I
great.
couldn't believe it, but
And-
I'm just
Well, I
trying to.
think when I saw it, it was maybe combed differently. Like, I feel like you can still do different things with it.
Well, maybe I just hate my hair.
It just
My
let
hair
it
is
go.
horrible.
It's
hair.
not. It'll be fine. But
It's
can I ask
like,
you?
if people didn't know how horrible my hair is,
It's fine. Can I ask you both a question?
Yes.
I want to ask. So your father comes
My
out.
hair
Tell
is
me when
like-
you're gonna start
my
I
hair
recording.
will.
is
By
like,
the way, just
Wait,
can you just say action?
Action. We're going now.
Don't you fucking hate? I'm sorry. This is I hate podcasts because everyone's sitting there going, "Are we? Did you start recording?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "You're at Joe Rogan's podcast. You don't think he's recording? You talking about something actually interesting?
Oh, I record before you
Are we
guys set up.
recording this?"
So you're both. Your dad comes out of the closet. You've been a liberal off and on. Like this progressive movement that we all hate now, right? Let's be honest. The woke
does
type
your
movement.
dad hate?
Hold on.
being-
Let me ask this.
does
Please
your
let me ask
dad
this
hate
question.
The progressives.
Please.
Stop being homophobic.
Okay.
I want to know, like, part of the progressive movement that we were all for was for this kind of stuff.
It was
protecting
real.
gays.
It was
It
It
actually
was real.
But now it's become this monster. Like, at
Yeah.
what point
a
do
parody.
you feel? I guess
Yeah.
my question is: do you
It is
feel
a parody.
guilty sometimes going against this woke movement, knowing that it has helped your family? And
No, because
No,
I
'cause
can
it went
parse
too
out.
far.
I can parse out when
Right.
I grew up. It was gay and lesbian, the GLs, the GLUs for short. How
Yeah.
easy is that?
Yeah,
Oh,
great.
the
Yeah.
GLUs,
Go-
right?
And then they let the buys in there. And I
They
remember
fucked it
them
all up.
having, they did, because I remember they having that great big old fight over the buys.
Yep.
Because my sister and brother is gay and lesbian, and they was like in there, first it was just the gays, and then the lesbians, like my sister, the ones with shaved heads and the bicycle chains. They came
Or
in
the
there.
ones that look like Roseanne.
Or the ones that look like me. Yeah, that's what my sister told me. She goes, "You are going to tell me how to dress?"
What time's softball practice, by the way? I
Yeah,
don't know what you
That's
guys
what my
do.
sister said. "You're going to tell me how I need to dress
Well,
when you dress like the biggest dyke that's ever lived?"
well, why am I? When the bisexuals jumped on, it's like, are we supposed to feel bad for someone that gets to fuck everybody?
yeah,
Is that
thank you.
No, but I couldn't believe it. But my sister, my sister goes, "Oh no, those women have no say in what women who love women have to do, because women who love women are not going to go for the cock."
Right.
I remember that whole fight, and they didn't want nothing to do with bisexualities.
I wonder if that really was, and I do feel for someone if that's who you are and you were
They didn't
discriminated
want the
for
cock, but they let the cock in, and look where it leads.
Yeah.
Now men say they are women because it's all about the cock and nothing but the fucking cock. So help you fucking God. Hand on the goddamn Bible too.
Yeah, it's gone too
Their
far, right?
goddamn
That's what
Bible.
that's your
But
answer to
it's
the
the
question.
difference now is celebrate me just because I'm gay,
Right.
which is unacceptable.
Agreed.
Because
I think it's celebrate my
agree.
cock. Get down on your knees, bitch,
I
and
mean-
celebrate my almighty cock,
I hope
because
that-
I'm a better woman than you'll ever be.
Yeah.
Suck my dick, bitch.
Yeah.
That's what I think it is.
that's part
It's
of it.
all like to take women's rights away.
It's
I'll
part
tell
of it.
you what, you're not coming in my bathroom. I'll pull a fucking knife and cut your dick off if I have it in my face.
Wow.
Wow,
No,
ma'am.
you won't be showing your dick to me. I'm 71. No dicks.
My dick's hiding. It's the only part. The part of me is not Jewish.
But you were saying it's gone too far.
I
wanted to
mean,
finish.
Yeah.
Not
She's
in
gone
my
too far.
face without my
I'll mute her.
invitation.
Well,
It's
but,
supposed to be about consent.
Well, this was my dick also led to part of my downfall as a child because I was not circumcised and I got bullied for it. So I was getting bullied for having a gay dad, a sick mom, and a normal penis, which I thought was I
Really?
thought because
Yeah.
I was the only dick. Me and one of my brothers weren't circumcised. My oldest brother was, and I don't know why.
That's
If
Maybe
weird.
they thought it was wrong after they did him.
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe they
maybe
changed
they
their
were
mind.
like, maybe we shouldn't cut the baby's dicks off anymore.
Yeah, because Jake almost bled to death after I got him circumcised.
That's true.
So I never wanted any of my
You were trying
grandsons.
to trans him, weren't you?
No, I never
No,
wanted
they
to
clicked an artery
ever
or something.
be pro circumcision again, because that
Maybe
was
that's what
horrifying.
happened. And we got bullied. We got bullied so hard. I remember we drew our, kids.
Where were you showing your dicks to people that you got bullied, though? I want to.
I mean, come on. When you're a kid
When
I
you're a
never-
and
kid,
you're
and
raised in a
yeah.
gay house,
Oh yeah, okay.
Dicks out, bud. No, I'm kidding.
No, but you got
It was
bullied
my
for
dad's boyfriend, I think.
Yeah.
No, you
Man,
mean
look at
at
this kid's
school and
dick.
stuff?
Yeah, because we all, someone was like, let's draw, what does your dick look like? Well, why don't we just draw it on the sidewalk?
Yeah.
So we all took chalk and drew our dicks,
And yours look like
and
a
mine
yam.
was a triangle.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, what the fuck is that? They're like, look at that witch's hat. Your dick is cursed. You got an elephant dick. And like, then I'm watching Seinfeld. And that's one thing I do, cuddle up with my mom and we watch Seinfeld. What's the deal with incest? So
We watched Springer. That was our show.
and Elaine is talking about dating a guy who's not circumcised. And Jerry goes, what do you think about it? She goes, ew, it's got no personality. And I was 11.
Oh.
Ouch.
And that every day I thought about that.
Oh, that's so sad.
Well, it's not too late.
No, now women love it.
Oh, really?
Because now
Why?
like all natural is back. It's like,
Oh.
right.
well, aside from not getting the vaccine, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I clean up with this.
But why
this-
do the women love it with the hood on it?
Well,
it's
because it's
natural
It's
dick.
natural. It's
Yeah.
it's like it's
Pure
easier to use, and it works with the vagina
How
naturally.
come it's easier
Is
to
it?
use?
Self
What does that mean?
lubricating. Okay, so
Because of the
What?
cheese
Watch this.
From not
Here we go.
washing?
What? Like a
Okay.
turtle?
right.
Is that
So
what you're saying? Like
so
a turtle?
this-
when
the
a
camera.
when a penis, let's say this is a circumcised penis. You're not filming this, right?
Yeah.
If it goes into a vagina, it's just pushing air into it.
Right.
Yeah.
But when it
It's
has
like a
the
piston.
skin, it actually self lubricates. So it's
Because you
think
don't
about how
wash.
men and women have evolved to fuck for billions of years.
yeah.
So have our genitals.
Right.
So it
Right.
self lubricates.
It's self lubricates.
I don't think it's self lubricates.
Why? Because the hood is full of
It moves
lubrication.
with it. No,
you
it
don't
moves
wash
with
and
it.
there's like a
Is
cheese.
the hood full of lubrication? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Yeah, you hit a little button on your balls and
No,
no,
I
no.
just want to
No,
understand.
it's not
because
self lubricating.
what are you saying?
The skin moves back.
You're saying it helps ease in, but
Yeah.
it's not lubricated.
Well, I'm
Like
not
you
sure.
don't have lubrication in your dickhead.
No, but
Right.
it's like it's an alternative to having to use lubrication because it's actually the
Yeah.
skin is working with it.
He's saying it kind of goes like a sleeve. It's like a docking, like the Russian American satellites. Like it
Everyone's
goes
jerking
in.
off
I
at home
don't
right now.
know.
But
No,
yeah.
I
can
don't
see.
understand that. I'll
Well,
have to
think
read
about
more
it.
on it.
No, think like there's just
I'll
the
have to
penis
read
head,
more. I'll
and then
read more
there's
about it.
no. I'm going to show you. And then
I'll
this
show you a video.
goes,
I'll make
look,
a video for you.
It kind of works as like a sleeve.
Yeah.
That's what he's
But
saying.
is there lubrication in
He
the
used the
sleeve?
wrong word.
Is
He
what
should
I'm
no.
saying.
He shouldn't have said self lubricating.
But how does that sleeve help it?
Because the sleeve kind of works kind of like it hooks and then pulls your dickhead in. It's a little
So it's
bit
less
smooth.
tension. It's
Yeah.
less like
I mean, I can show you with the wine
I
bottle.
don't know what the hell that
Just think
means.
about it. A dick goes in a vagina. If it's just the head, it's
Yeah.
got a split. But if it's got the sleeve, it kind of goes in parts, and then
it's
can
like
work
a
its way
shock
in.
absorber on
Yeah.
you know. It's
Oh,
so
a
it's
shock
It's like a
absorber.
shoe.
it's
like
more
the-
pleasurable for women, and that's and
Well, that's
I
what-
get
yeah.
what you're saying.
yeah.
There's help.
There's a little bit of padding,
Yes.
padding.
so you don't get a UTI.
It's like my
Also-
pillow.
That's
My
what
Pillow
I'm
shoes.
saying.
Yeah,
It
You
also-
don't get a UTI because there's a little bit of padding
Well, you could get.
between your urethra and the shaft.
Yeah, but if he's not clean, you could get a UTI because if he's got like dick cheese, if he
Did you
doesn't
know the
clean-
room service woman's been here the whole time?
I think so. Yeah.
No, I'm just trying to understand, but I
Not
can
only
see
that,
it.
but it also protects the head of the penis. So
Mhm.
if it's the head is exposed, it's rubbing on your genes your whole life. So
Yeah.
it actually makes
So
the
it
head of the
gets less
penis.
sensitive.
It's yes, it gets desensitized, and it's actually a theory of mine of why there's more sexual like abuse and assault because men, their dicks have been numbed out, which is also the original reason why circumcision began was to try to make men less horny. That was
Okay.
like back
I
in Roman
remember
times.
Please
when
talk
Sue
about this.
Menger's
Don't
husband
change the
said that.
subject.
You know, Sue Menger's my friend, the greatest agent that was ever in Hollywood.
Mhm.
Her husband, Jean Claude, was French and she was Jewish. And he used to taunt her. We'd all laugh, of course. But he'd say, yeah, of course, Jewish women invented circumcision for their sons to reduce their sexual
It's
pleasure.
the original purpose of circumcision.
But you
Is
know
that
the
true?
real,
Yes.
you know the
Wow.
real reason it came.
Think about how horny
Yeah, I got to hear this.
people have
Hold on.
always been as horny as they are. In fact, I'd say they were more hornier because there was less social construct around it, right?
Right.
So
well, maybe they're more horny because
Everyone
they
was going
don't
on-
get enough out of it as they you know, if it was
yeah.
really great, you wouldn't need to do it all the time, right?
That could be. That could
Yeah.
be.
Wait, like there's so much to unpack here. Please just start. So circumcision
But
happened.
wait,
to
no, I
desensitize-
need to say, you know
desensitize
where
boys?
circumcisions came from?
She's at that one.
No, I know.
We're at the bottom of the
honestly.
glass. Here we
I
go.
just have to say this because
Where?
it's true. Pharaoh circumcised his slaves.
Oh.
It didn't come from the Torah or the Jews or any of that. Pharaoh circumcised his slaves. That's how they could tell who was slave class and who was aristocrat.
Well, he's saying it was to desensitize the penis.
Well,
right?
of course, they wanted the slaves not to.
I'm sure
They
it-
wanted the
depending-
slaves to
Yeah,
not.
she interrupts. You just have to let
Well,
her.
it also
done.
well,
You
it
go
also
ahead.
takes weight off. You know, so maybe that made them faster. Take
But-
a little weight off. You know,
Wait,
you're removing part of the body.
where did you hear that the circumcision started to? Is you're saying to desensitize the penis?
Yes,
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
but I'm sure in each culture there may have been a different reason. Just like
Yeah.
pyramids popped up everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, just like even all this woke bullshit. There's different reasons
I
behind.
always heard it was more what's the word? Sanitary. That's what I always heard as a kid.
No, that's what they say now.
No, now
But
they say
why
there's
would
no
they
difference.
want to? Why
Someone
would,
has a great joke about that because they're like, yeah, it's really hard to like do this, you know, and with some water.
But some guys that don't, because I've had my girlfriends have told me they've been with uncircumcised penis. Now, this is only a couple of them, but both of those experiences, oddly enough, the guy
I've
wasn't
only
clean,
seen a few of those.
and it's
That's
stinky.
that's a more of a
well, because it
that's a
sits
state-
inside, so it can stink. It's like if you wear shoes all day. Like if I take my shoes
You
off,
guys
in the
are
air-
grossing
it-
me out.
Well, I
with
just
this
wanna
shit.
talk
I know.
I
I
know.
hope. Oh yeah.
This is the best mother-son podcast of all time. We already got in trouble for talking
You
sex last time.
you can in most cases you can
clean it.
pull the skin back and clean your penis.
Of course, no, you can desanitize, but a lot of people. I'm just saying, if you're out jogging all day and your dick is surrounded, it can get
Well,
stinky.
If
no?
you're jogging and you go fuck someone, you're probably raping them in the woods. You
That's
should
true.
go home and shower.
Well,
If
enough of
someone
that.
just jogging and is fucking you, you're being raped.
yeah, yeah. Or you know,
Or
like a
you're-
lot of
you're
no,
a
or
monkey.
you're gay, like a lot of people, like they're jogging and go in the bushes. Haven't you seen the gay people in the park?
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
my
the
dad had to
grinder.
go up to Maine. I didn't actually know, so we used to vacation in Gunquit or whatever in Maine. We have
Is
a
that where
house-
he went?
Well, yeah, that
Like
was a
Brokeback?
gay. That was like one of the safe places for men to go, and we got. That's our family vacation spot.
And you didn't
Your
know.
family went vacationing at the gay parks.
Yeah, it's less gay
Oh,
now
it's
because
so
the French came in,
sad.
even though
They're
Is
all
that
pretty
gay.
gay.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And so what we would do as a family is go to piano gay bars. That's like the
Oh
best
my
place for me to actually hang
God.
out with my dad. He has a lot of fun there, and I grew up going to musicals. I'm basically gay raised. It's like
Yeah.
these feminists don't know what they're missing out on. I'm raised by gay men. I cook, I clean, I got my dick. I'm funny, but they're gonna pay the price pretty soon.
Who?
Well, women are gonna
The
be
women?
over 50% single, no husband, no boyfriend, no kids by 2029.
Yeah, it happened
Is
in
that-
Japan.
That is a
Is that
crisis.
right?
That is
Yeah.
a crisis.
It
That
happened
is
in
a
Japan.
crisis.
It's they
I
have
can understand why no man wants
fucked.
to get with any women because they're just all crazy. They're in total denial. They think they're all that in a bag of chips, and they
Yeah.
ain't.
It's true.
you never hear about what should you do to please a man?
Nothing.
It's
I used to
it's
talk about
not
this all
part of
the
the
time.
conversation. And when you bring that
It
up,
don't even occur to
you're
them.
gone. You're
Yeah.
out. You're out. And
Your
so
patriarchy.
it's gonna get really sad. And I'm in the middle, so I'm 37, so I can date older easily. I can date 40, 45, or I could date younger, like however old you guys think's appropriate. I'm not gonna say that out
18.
loud. But I get the full spectrum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the last girl I dated was 23. She was the most intellectual, smart, grounded,
Really?
That's a man.
funny,
That's
amazing person.
amazing.
And she broke it off with me because
You wouldn't get
it just
back?
wasn't.
Oh.
No, that she almost cried when I told her. She was so blown away that I stood up to it because she hid that she didn't get the vaccine.
She didn't get back?
She didn't get the
Oh.
vaccine.
She
and
sounds great. What happened?
What happens is you have these young girls who are 23 who
They wanna
all
go.
think they're Beyonce.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so
Uh-huh.
it's I can do better, I can do
Yeah.
funnier, I can do taller, and then they find out there aren't any. Someone just calculated this, and
Yeah.
this is the most high demand man is a man over 6 feet tall that makes over six figures. That is 1% of the population.
Mhm.
Single 0.02.
Yeah.
that doesn't account for if they're even attractive or obese or gay. You know, like they are fighting
Or
for
broke.
0.02% of the population,
Yeah.
and the guys aren't there. And I go, look down. There's all these short guys.
Yeah.
We're right here.
Short kings.
Short kings.
No, it is bullshit. I mean,
But-
I feel bad for. I mean, I lost my hair, you know, and that was tough dating. But I was still 6'1", and I found like women didn't really give a shit. But it seems like
In a
The
liberal
under 6
city,
foot
in a
is-
liberal
In a
city, in the
liberal
most progressive,
Yeah.
we don't care.
they don't.
I would say 8 out of 10, if not 9 out of 10 women will turn me down for my height.
Yeah,
And this is
100%.
them knowing I'm successful, funny, love eating pussy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, I love women so much.
Yeah.
And part of it was from taking care of my mom.
Yeah.
I really know how to take care of a woman.
Maybe that's what they don't like, because I know that they don't like that.
Yeah, but I've disconnected from her. So I'm actually completely independent from that.
That's
you know?
great. That's a real healing. That's a real healing thing that you did, and I'm sure you're not completely disconnected, are you? Completely?
I'm pretty close.
Oh
pretty
well, maybe you
close.
need to do that for a while. A lot of people.
Yeah,
do.
Do it as long as you need to.
You know, and my
Yeah.
my grandmother, you know, what's kind of cool is she loved Trump so much. She passed away in September,
Oh.
and yeah, she from watching your podcast, and
killed herself.
she, you know when people were going, you gotta shame your family for liking Trump, and you gotta tell your grandma to go fuck herself, and
Yeah, it's
and
evil.
and I almost like
Oh my
I
God.
almost did that.
Yeah. Oof.
And then as this shit started happening to me and her started getting more and more aligned.
That's cool.
And so I got about a year with her, you
That's
know,
cool.
when this stuff was happening with my mom, where we would sit and, you know, I would leave her messages as Trump and we would shit on Biden and, you know, I would leave her messages as Biden. Look, I'm not sure you're not going Sure, give me a call. Black people, come on. And-
I love your Biden.
Yeah, your
It's not a
Trump is
joke,
great.
it's not a-
What
it's-
about his State of the Union where you get all Hitlerian?
Oh
What
yeah.
about that one?
Like,
He starts just yelling for no fucking
Well, he
reason.
yells and then he whispers the
Yeah.
end. It's like, look, John, I joke around. Look, it's not a joke. We're gonna stop racism. I wrote the damn bill $800 Okay.
What the
Yeah,
fuck
the adults
is
are back
that?
in the room.
What is that guy?
Yeah.
Do you think that's really Joe Biden or some people say it's a clone or a robot?
The
Do
Roseanne
you
Barr
think it's a
podcast.
real?
I think it's a bit of a clone of himself just from his mental decline, but you know, I think he
Some people say he's really murdered. I mean, they say that
Well,
they killed him at that Jag hung him over there at Guantanamo Bay. They say that in 2018.
I mean, I could see it being a Weekend at Bernie's where they just like wheel him out in strings, you know? Wheel out Joe, and he just comes, look, not a joke. They pull a string on his back. Not a joke. Not joking around. You know the thing. You know, he says 4 things.
Do you ever read any of that shit about JAG, how they're executing people over there in Guantanamo Bay?
No.
You would love it.
Really?
My favorite thing
Yeah.
about this podcast is
They
when
says
you
they
ask people
just
stuff that no one's
they
heard of.
just executed Garland. What's his name?
Merrick
Jeff Garland?
Merrick Garland.
I wish.
No, yeah.
Birthday!
No, Merrick Garland. They says
Okay.
that Jag just executed him.
Yeah, mom's
Over
in the
there in-
internet a lot,
in
just so you know. Yeah.
in where did they do it? Guantanamo
Yeah.
Bay there.
They should have canceled you for this shit.
That's what I say.
Not
Thank
your
you.
jokes.
That's what I say. If she does it, she'll go on the podcast. She'll be like, "Do you really think?" And it'll be shit like this, and I was like, "I just."
But
sit
I'm
here.
just saying what's on the internet. I'm not saying I believe. I'm not saying I believe. I'm just saying
But
what
you know
people
what?
say.
It's funny, but it's also tragic because it's
People
just
are
as
saying
it's
this,
just as funny to go, well, I'm just saying what's on CNN.
Yeah,
That's
it's no
Right?
equally
different.
as funny.
right? Can you do Anderson Cooper?
Um,
Speaking of CNN,
yeah, take your pants up.
can you do?
I can't do Anderson Cooper.
Can you do Don Lemon?
No, but I could do Tucker Carlson talking about Don Lemon. Ooh, I'm Don Lemon. Ooh, I'm real clever. Ooh.
That's pretty
Did you ever
good.
have Tucker on?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Oh.
we had him on.
we had. It was
That
one of our
fun.
biggest.
He really went deep with the Where'd we go deep with him?
Dude, it was crazy. We were sitting there and like, thanks for doing it,
Oh,
Tucker.
the Unabomber.
Oh, he went
He knows
Unabomber, Uncle
everything
Ted.
about the Unabomber.
He's
It
a
was
huge fan of Ted
so fun.
Kaczynski. He
Not
did.
a fan.
He's a fan.
No, he is. He
He's
doesn't
not a
want to say it, but he is. We both are.
No, but
That's why we
he
bonded.
was captivated by the guy.
He
the
calls him
genius.
Uncle Ted. He's
A
bought the books
crazy
for his kids.
genius.
He is a crazy
Do
genius.
you know anything about the Unabomber?
No.
Oh, he's great.
Oh, he's a crazy genius.
Big fan.
Oh,
Everything he said happened.
Yeah.
wow.
He's like a prophet.
Why did he bomb though?
To help sell his book.
Because, yeah, he was trying to get press.
So that's not a good thing.
So he's completely crazy.
Other than that, though, his writings, you should definitely check
oh
out.
my
Okay.
gosh, it's unbelievable.
Highly recommend. I'm not even joking. Highly recommend
Sure.
reading it. And he was definitely not left. A lot of people think that. He was talking about just go read his shit.
He's talking about
Okay.
technology and how horrible
and
it is.
wokeism.
AI.
Wait till I tell
This
the
joke on
progressive
stage.
comedians I'm listening to the Unabomber book.
Yeah, I was on Roseanne Barr's podcast talking about the Unabomber.
What about these progressive comedians?
Yeah,
They're
that's-
as funny as a fucking chapped ass, ain't they? They ain't funny.
You can't be progressive and a comedian. You can't.
Can
No.
you?
No.
I think you can as long as you agree that you can make fun of anything. You,
Well, they
you
can't.
know, you just lose me once. I mean, the Comedy Cellar. There's so many great comics there, and there's comics there that there's comics everywhere that just hate me because I say what I want, and that's fine. But I can still watch them, the ones that hate me, and go, that was a good fucking joke, even if it's a joke about a short, straight white guy. If it's good,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
funny.
will. I am in the back like a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
And
Me
so,
too.
and so,
But they don't do that.
No, they can't do it.
I don't know. I don't.
They don't wanna
I
talk shit.
try not
That's I totally understand that.
to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
because
so,
we can appreciate,
the joke first. Someone said the other day they're
Yeah,
like,
the joke.
I like how you do yours is joke first,
Mhm.
and then if someone wants to interpret a political
Mhm.
thing or whatever. But I'm not. We've broadened the word political, where it's like the girl that broke up with me. I sent you the text. Or
Yeah.
sorry, I asked a girl out. She found my Instagram and
It's
said,
amazing.
sorry, looks like you're very political and I can't go down that road, best of luck with your endeavors. And I had the balls to go up to this girl in a park and make her laugh and get her number and all this crap. And I have a joke about like Biden, talking funny. It's
Yeah.
not about politics. So now if you even tell a joke that involves politics or involves a trans person, people go, well, that's a transphobic joke or something. It's like,
Yeah.
no, that's a joke about me going on a date with a huge black guy in a wig who tried to fuck me, which happened.
Did that
Did
really
that
happen?
really
Yes.
happen?
3 times I have gone.
3 times?
3 times I've gone out with who I thought was a woman, and it turned out to be a man. 3 times. One got back to my house because I was so unsure and so ashamed. This was before I
Did you
had any
Bonaducci?
ball sack.
Did you Bonaducci him? Remember when he beat up?
Jake.
He didn't know. Danny Bonaducci, you know that story? He brought a hooker home. Thought it was a woman.
Oh.
Pulled her pants down. Had a penis, and he beat the shit out of her.
I think that's
Him.
the actual murder rate of trans people is because of shit like that.
I do too.
And it's part of it.
That's
It
not that's not how they get murdered. Their own
Some of them,
their boyfriends kill them.
some of them do though. So
Yeah.
that
And I
Their
don't feel bad
tricks
for that.
kill them.
no,
you
I
can't-
would say
Yeah,
I
but John
know
kills him.
men that have. Think about if you're blackout drunk and you
Oh, I'd
see
ki-
this
I'd kill
person.
somebody.
The surgery is getting real good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so
It's fraud.
it happens, especially in cities like this. I mean, the 6 foot whatever 5 black guy was at one of my shows, and I had to run to another show. And a comedian goes, "This chick thought you were really funny and gave me her number to pass to you." I go, "Is she cute?" He goes, "Gorgeous." She goes, "Pretty tall." And I go, "That's fine." And we set up a date. And I get to the bar, and it's dim, and I go, "That jaw looks a little sharp." I'm slowly.
Hmm.
I ran to the bathroom and texted my friend. I had a full blown like panic attack.
Like you knew, or you were guessing?
I think men
You just had
when a man
anxiety.
is near a man, there's
Yeah.
chemicals going on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, not threatened
It's
by you
pheromones.
at all, but I have there's more chemicals coming from your mind.
Right.
We got guy for Fury funny over here, and so it was like I'm gonna have to kill this person.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
but they're twice my size.
That's how you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And we went outside, and she gets on
Oh,
a
God
telephone like a
I like that you're
lamppost
calling
and
him
starts
she.
like
That's very
twirling
respectful.
down. He's twirling around a lamppost like, am I coming home with you or whatever? And grabbed me, kissed me on the mouth,
Ugh.
and I got out of there. And I was like, I just kissed a man.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I could fucking do about it.
And I liked it. Like Katy Perry.
No, I'm just kidding. No,
And
that's
she
tough.
was not circumcised. Let me tell you.
That scares me.
And
Wow.
so 3 times that happened.
You know what,
Three.
dude, Tyler, you gotta. I mean, I know you already know this. You gotta get the
You
fuck
need
out
to
of
go
here.
on
You gotta
J
get out of here.
date.
Get out of here. No, get to Texas. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it'll save your life. This
But
is
there's
not
a
the
lot
place
of
to do it.
psychos there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Jay,
they're
there's
women.
a lot of psychos
But they have
there.
vaginas, and if you're gonna be
Well,
crazy, you
yeah.
might as well have a
You
vagina.
want to go through that.
Yeah.
No, they're cool in Texas. Like Austin's still kind of a shit-lib place.
We
a little bit, but they're
will-
better.
Not compared to this, man.
No,
Now, I'll
no,
tell
no.
you what.
This is hell.
We'll
It's
vet
the
them.
fucking purge.
We'll bring them over. We'll have dinner and we'll vet them.
Oh my God. Can we make a dating show called
God, I wish Hannah's
A
sisters
dating-
weren't
I
taken.
wanted
where,
to do
where
a dating
Roseanne
show.
has to decide if the girl's too woke for me?
That
That'd be
would
really
be good.
funny.
idea.
We could at least do a
Holy
sketch.
Shit.
I'd ask her the greatest questions too.
Oh, well,
I
we can
need to
film sketches
compile-
out there.
We need to do sketches.
I'm telling you, once you get there, your life is
gotta
going to
start
change.
No,
doing
I am waiting.
sketches.
This guy's telling me by the
You
end
can
of the
stay
week.
with us in Blanco until you find a
Yeah,
place.
you
We
can
would
stay
love it.
with
We have a
us.
guest room, although we have a newborn coming. You might not.
Oh,
like
you
it.
won't want to stay.
But no, you
I
definitely.
know I don't.
I promise you, when you get out there, it's going to change.
Here's another girl I met. You want
Would
me to
you-
just read this?
Yeah, please.
I mean, this is really, you
Yeah.
wouldn't believe.
I believe you.
Let's hear it.
I met this girl at the airport, and I asked her out.
He talks to him in the wild. That's what he say. He talks
Yeah,
to him
but
in real life. So fucking
You
weird.
gotta, you know.
Don't do that.
She said, hi, do you perform at 82 Stanton Street? And then she said, bro, should I do K tonight? It's a
Ketamine.
drug.
Yeah. Mom's gonna ask you for her number next. It's
It's-
ketamine.
Roseanne
Yeah.
wants your
what
number.
time? Room 14. No, that she actually sounds cool though. This is no, I'm not even joking.
It's
she
not
wants to do
attractive, man. That's not
Ketamine?
attractive. I want a wife. It's this
when
is
you're
not
married.
feminine stuff. I'm sorry. Like
No, I'm
it's-
with you. No,
You know,
I get it.
it's not much to be
You
like.
want a loving, giving kind of.
My life is
you want a
crazy.
yeah,
a
you're ready.
feminine wife.
I
like-
work
Okay.
15 hours a day, 7 days a
Mhm.
week.
Yeah.
So I can't afford not. And I got the gay dad. I'm basically a chef who can clean and do laundry. I don't
Right.
need a bitch in the kitchen, but
Right.
like
Mhm.
I don't need this. There's a lot of success shaming now, where you're kind of fucked as a guy. Where if you're not doing anything, you're shamed for being a loser. If you're successful, you're shamed for being part of this patriarchal, made-up
Right.
structure. So
So you
You're getting
you can't
getting
win.
it.
In other words,
cannot win.
It's
You-
hell here. I'm telling you, this is Manhattan. The shit you're feeling a lot. 95% of it is Manhattan. I promise you, it's going to be different. And if you don't go to Texas, wherever you go, when you get around normal women, you're going to be like, "Holy fuck, what was I doing there in New York?"
well, I think it is very
I mean, I've
man-hating
met some
here.
in Austin
No,
already,
they're
just on
amazing.
my
Oh,
short
cool.
trips,
yeah,
and they'll actually stop and like let you at least have
Open
a
the door.
chat.
Yeah.
It's so odd.
and Austin's, like I said, Austin's liberal for Texas, but a liberal in Texas is conservative here. So
Yeah.
even if you get the most lefty in Austin, you're still going to feel like, "Oh my God, she's a traditional, she trad," and then they have everything to the right in Texas, and there's full on trad women there, man. That's
I
what you
can't
need.
believe how the
need
women
to try.
are. I mean, it's
It's
really
horrible.
shocking.
No,
to
it
me.
fucked us up. I mean, we both. I'm
It
as
really
angry as
did.
you are.
It's
I was raised by a feminist too. I mean, that's
Oh.
horrible. I
Yeah.
was so bitter.
Then when I see these
a
women,
powerful feminist too.
and they
Like,
come up to me and they're like, these feminist women, they come up and they're like, you know what? Some of them, not all of them. Some of them get it, but they'll say,
I'm gonna have a little bit of this one. I'm gonna drink a little wine with you.
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have.
They
some wine, too.
say
We can-
like, I am what I am because of you. You made me who I am and
That's
shit.
amazing.
No,
I
it's not.
go, don't blame me that you're a whore.
Yeah, it's your fucking. Oh, that's so good.
Can we do that hidden camera and
Yeah.
just sit on a street corner until we get that filmed? That is so funny.
A lot of them.
It happens a lot. I bet we can
Yeah,
just.
it does
I'm gonna
happen a
follow you
lot.
around.
I'm
They
gonna
like
black out
it.
from this. I'm 2 hours. I'm gonna call my mom. Be like, Roseanne thinks you're a fucking bitch. She thinks you should have done it.
I'm so sorry for
No.
your childhood.
Well, look,
horrible. It's
but
worse
here's
than
the
mine,
thing.
which is
It's like
unusual.
everybody had. This is why this identity stuff is so damaging because
It's
you never
dangerous.
know what.
Nazism.
I can look at you and go, "Oh, it must have been great," and then I meet your mom and I go,
It
"Are
must
you
have been
okay?
hell.
You're married to this lunatic?" Everybody goes through crazy shit.
No, that used to be my problem with the whole patriarchy. I used
Oh
to
my
fight. I used to
God.
fight with her when she was a lib because it was like, dude, that's
You wouldn't
so.
believe me and my son the shit we went
But
through.
also,
Really?
it's just so. It's like everyone wants to be validated at some level, right? We're all in pain in some level. So if it's like, oh, you don't get to be in pain because you're white, that's racist. That's horrible.
I'll tell you
it's
one
worse
thing
than
that happened
anything.
between me and my son.
Which
I
one
guess
is
he's
this?
about you. When he's about 14,
What's this though?
I threw you up against the wall.
It's never happened.
No, you was 17.
I want to hear this.
You said you was going to go live with your dad, and I threw you up against the wall. Remember that?
No.
Did you say something to him? Or?
I go, go ahead, bitch. I says, go right ahead,
To freedom of
bitch."
speech.
I says, go right ahead, bitch. Go live with your dad. But remember one thing. You're my son. That's what I says
Yeah,
to
you
him.
must have went through a hell.
Remember
When
that?
did you get divorced?
From his
Which
mom.
time? Mom get divorced or my first divorce?
When did you guys get divorced?
Oh, our divorce.
No, when did you get divorced?
We did get divorced for a while. But then because he married this one girl, and I had to break that marriage up.
Yeah, she wasn't good.
I wasn't having that.
That's why I'm helping you because I'm 10 years older than you, and you're like a little brother to me.
See?
Yeah, and so far the date you liked was a woman doing ketamine in 10 minutes.
No,
Well,
that was me.
No, that was me. Well, I mean, have fun.
I did have fun on that ketamine.
I don't think that's a wife material, but that sounds like fun.
Coffee on a bench is fun for me.
Okay, so you want to settle down now.
You're a fucking.
No,
You're
but
gay
my
as
life
hell.
is an adventure.
You're gayer than your dad.
I'm flying around the world doing comedy. It's like a girl's coming. Like you get to be a part of that. It's fun. It's really fun.
I'm
Now
gonna
wait
set
a
you
minute.
up.
Let's just cut right to the chase here.
I know.
You're talking to a Jewish grandmother. That means something in this world. Let's just cut right to it. What's your ideal girl? Let's make this happen, honey.
Yeah.
Who's
You
your
gotta write it
ideal
down, too.
girl?
Well, because I'm not a superficial cunt like most of these women on Instagram and Tinder, I don't have these superficial needs.
You don't want her to be fat.
No, what is your ideal partner?
I would take
I'm asking you to say it. Speak it in manifest. Who is it? What is it? Who is she?
Well, I'll just show you a picture of my mom.
No, come on. What is it?
Look,
What does she look like?
men and women like very.
No, just tell me. Look at me in my
Well,
face.
it's like
Look me in my face right now.
So this is when I
Look-
use my defense mode, and I
Look
do.
me in my
I do.
eyes.
Right? Oh, you want me to
Look
do
me
Bill
right
Burr?
in my
Tell you to shut
eyes.
up, you fucking cunt. Right?
Look me right
I
in
want
my
somebody
eyes.
who doesn't watch Oprah. Right?
Right.
I want a woman who is a woman who identifies as a woman who does not put pronouns in their bio to pander to 0.002% of the population, which demeans the
So
strength
you want
and power
a free
of women.
thinker,
A free thinker, right? Somebody
and
who
you
does
want
not.
someone who is kind,
Mm-hmm.
Well, kind is.
right?
I see. This is what I used to fall for is kindness, but
kind to you,
yeah, kind to me. But that could also mean
appreciates your talent,
appreciates my talent,
supportive of your talent.
Mm-hmm.
supportive of my talent.
This does help, Tyler. What she's doing does help. I'm
Yeah.
not joking.
I know, yeah.
It's focus.
And has feminine qualities. You know, I like.
And by feminine, you mean
A vagina. It's 2024.
What
gotta
do you
be
mean
I
by
think
feminine
a
qualities?
woman can carry herself in a feminine way.
And that means what?
Well,
traditional. Just say it. You want
Just
a
define
feminine?
it. What does it mean to you?
okay, I'll give you an example. Like I
To
went on
you,
a
it
date
means-
recently, and the girl had like baggy clothes
Everyone's
on, and
well-bred.
it kind of looked like a man, and it was a turnoff. And then-
Schlumpy.
Yeah, and then I had a date with a older woman, and she was 43. Happened to be married. I found out. Again, this city's insane. It's just like
Yeah.
I'm
it's
telling you.
and
your
so,
life's gonna be
Dishonest.
but she looked like a woman. She was dressed beautifully.
He wants feminine, Mom.
Yeah,
He
and I'm
wants a
not saying like
female.
You're talking about, okay, you want somebody sophisticated
I want
who
someone
knows
dressed.
how to dress.
Yeah,
Well, keep
well-bred.
in mind, I
No,
grew up
no, no,
around
no,
drag
no,
queens.
no.
I grew up around drag queens, so I'm used to a woman and makeup and lipstick and like. Really though, I grew up at drag shows and in Broadway. You know,
That's your first problem.
and so First of all, you're gonna blame my patriarchal dad, who is gay as fuck. So good luck pinning me on that one.
Yeah.
You want and we're gonna help you focus because this will help you meet someone. You want
Listen,
someone
you're all over the
feminine.
place, and I'm going to help you. First
Yeah.
of all, let me tell him.
Yeah,
What,
focus.
What is your sign, hon?
When's your birthday? Don't do that. It works. Don't judge us.
We're doing signs
Yeah.
now.
What's your birthday? He
I'm
does a whole bit
telling
on
you,
this.
I do it my own way. What day were you born?
Just try it.
I would like to meet a woman who does not ask me my sign.
No.
Pisces.
Huh? You're
Oh,
Pisces.
of course
I knew you
are.
were Pisces.
Of course.
Birthday.
Of course you know. Every
No.
fucking person.
Now, what is your
does a
birthday?
bit. They go,
March 14th?
I knew it.
March 14th?
No.
When?
February 28th.
February 28th. Leap year?
No.
No.
See, I
There's
love
28
this.
days in February. 29th is the leap year.
Okay.
But I wasn't even born on a leap year, so it wasn't even a close call. No one understands.
I
that.
don't
No, I do.
understand. I thought February was 27 days.
Somebody
it's
who was
28.
born in
I'm wrong then.
somebody who was born in December, but on a leap year, could be closer to being a leap year baby than me.
Okay, forget that.
February
Scrub,
28th.
scrub,
He's a
scrub.
Pisces, so he
Okay,
needs
Pisces.
Don't edit this out, making
won't.
her look
Shut
like
up.
a fucking
No, we
idiot.
talk about astrology all
shut
the time.
the fuck up. Pisces.
So he should be with the
No, I'm not going to say, I'm not
Okay.
putting no ideas in it. I'm just asking
he's a water sign.
to absorb. Yeah, water sign.
And I do like the ocean. I like the water. I want to be near a river.
That's not what
Mhm.
it means. That's not what it means.
I know, but
It
that's
means
just
you're
something
sensitive.
you should
It
know
means
about.
you're a big softy. You cry. You probably watch Terms of Endearment and cry.
You know what I cried during?
What?
Sully.
Yeah,
What's
I cried
that?
at Rudy.
That
Sully Sullivan, the
Where he
pilot. with Tom
landed.
Hanks.
That was the mom
What's
stuff.
that? I never seen that.
He landed a plane in a river.
Sullivan, in New York, the pilot. Tom Hanks played him.
Remember?
Oh,
You
I
ever watch
can't watch
Rudy?
anything with
I
Tom
cried during
Hanks.
You
in
would
it.
love Rudy. 'cause
Not
he's a
since he
short guy.
played that football where he had that love scene where Tom
Short
Hanks.
shamer.
I should cut
Listen,
up.
Small
Tom
lives
Hanks had
matter.
that-
You fuck.
Can I say something?
You always say
I
something.
haven't watched a Tom Hanks movie since he did that love scene with the football.
The volleyball. When
The
I found out he
volleyball.
was a baby eater, I stopped
Whatever.
supporting him. I'm not
No,
into
you know
baby
when I stopped watching him?
What?
When he said that if you're not gay, you shouldn't be allowed to play gay roles, and he regrets playing that
Philadelphia.
guy
The
with the
gay
AIDS
guys?
butthole. Yeah.
I know, but he
You know
did
why I
have-
say AIDS butthole? It's because of the AIDS. Did you guys see the AIDS statue in Palm Springs?
No,
Oh,
what?
fuck me.
Look it up.
What?
Sorry. This podcast.
I
this is
love
my
his
his
favorite
son,
son
episode.
Chet, though.
This is what happens when
Chet is his karma. Chet
mentally
became a
ill
Christian.
people run the country.
Chet
What?
is the greatest
This
thing that ever
is-
happened to Tom Hanks.
I can't believe this.
We want Chet on. We love Chet.
We're gonna have Chet. He's a Marina.
This is a real story,
Mhm.
and this is what happens again when you let mentally ill people run the country unchecked. This
But they never let me, and I'm the most mentally ill. They don't let me anywhere near the levers of power, and I'm more mentally ill than all of them put together.
So keep in mind,
hon.
this is News Channel 3. This is a
Okay.
local story. Okay? So, Palm Springs, California, they're building a memorial for everyone who died of AIDS.
Yeah.
and-
Oh.
The statue was going to be of a giant butthole, and it was a gaping butthole.
What?
Yes, because that's where you get AIDS, so your butthole. This is real.
I believe you.
And there's two buttholes. One was like super fucked up and sloppy, and one like was a little more artistic.
Virginal.
And I go around the country asking crowds of people if they heard this because it's
I
so
never heard it.
crazy to me. But nobody would challenge it because you can't. That would be homophobic or whatever. See, this is what happens when you.
Is this real?
This is.
Yeah,
This
look,
is,
he's showing you a picture.
it's real, and there's local news stories.
but
Literally,
they don't say it's a butthole. They just say it's like an art piece, right?
no,
or do
it's
they-
supposed to look like a butthole.
They actually
Yes,
say that?
Yes,
Wow.
Yeah, it has like the. I mean, it's a butthole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I believe that. I
Yeah.
thought they would hide
oh,
that.
because that's where you get.
It's where you get the AIDS through the butthole. And I proposed.
Well, a lot of people get it from, you know,
I'm gonna get it from this
intravenous drug
This is the best
drug
podcast we've ever
addiction. A
done.
lot of people get it from shooting
Needles.
up drugs
and then
or organ
In their butthole.
transplants
most through their
or
butthole.
eating human organs. A
Well,
lot of people got it from that.
Okay, so how about this, Roseanne? I proposed that they should do the giant AIDS butthole, but above it should be a Dr. Fauci statue, and he's got a big vaccine dick, and he's fucking the AIDS butthole with a COVID vaccine.
I like it,
Because
but he killed
did both vaccines.
Yeah, he killed a lot of people.
Well,
with AIDS,
he
so I don't know if you need
did
to bring
create
COVID in.
the AIDS
You
virus.
know,
They say.
and then you get Roseanne. You got to get your AIDS, COVID, flu booster shots. It's a 3-in-1 in case a trans person from Wuhan fucks you in your asshole. It protects you from all three
AIDS, COVID, and the flu. You can get that at CVS and get boosted.
Wait, where did he go? I haven't heard
Yeah,
of Fauci
where
in
did
a
he
No,
while.
but
fucking go?
Jag
Where's
said
Fauci?
they executed him at Guantanamo Bay. I'm telling you, you got to go to
The
realrawnews.com.
Roseanne Barr podcast. This is my favorite podcast.
It's true.
How
They
did he get away
executed
with that,
Fauci.
Roseanne?
I don't know.
They
Let's talk.
say
How
they
did he-
executed Fauci at Guantanamo Bay along with Garland Testy or whatever his name is. What's his name?
I don't know. Merrick Garland?
Jeff Garnish.
Merrick Garland.
Merrick Garland.
Jeff
Wait, hold on.
Garland.
We were setting him up.
Garland.
Fauci. No,
Fauci,
we have
yeah.
to.
Fauci
Where
is
is
dead
he?
or the motherfucker. Jag killed him after his
No,
military
the war in Ukraine
military
killed him.
tribunals
Yeah,
at
but-
Guantanamo Bay, and then Jag executes him as they
Okay, so that's
say they did Hillary, Obama,
one theory. What
Brennan,
else?
A
have you
lot
heard?
of
all
people
them
are turning,
motherfuckers.
clicking the
that
dial here.
Jag
They're clicking up.
executed
I'll
them.
edit
You're
this
gonna
out.
see
That's
your
what they say on realrawnews.com. They do.
Wait, what did you hear about Fauci?
Huh?
No, I
'Cause that's
think
one
He
theory.
invented AIDS and then he withheld the cure from the people who
I
were
don't know.
dying
I
of
don't know
it.
if he invented it.
He did.
what
And
I'm
then
willing
he
to s-
experimented on little tiny puppies' heads till they died and black
Yeah, with the-
orphans in Harlem.
That is all
He's
true.
a fucking Nazi motherfucker, Fauci.
He's an
that
actual
little
evil
fucking-
scientist. I mean,
Yeah, he's
I-
Mengele.
it's one of those things. I don't believe that we're in a simulation, but the
No, no.
Fauci thing
Yeah,
makes
we
me
are.
go, how did he do that during the AIDS thing, survive it, come back, and then push this vaccine and destroy so many people's lives?
Yeah.
You know
so
how
many
he did it?
families.
They did it with the Donahue show. I figured it out. That fucking
Who?
Phil Donahue.
You're too young. You don't remember Phil Donahue.
With
He's
the AIDS or the COVID?
probably
all
the
of
AIDS,
it.
all the vaccines.
They started to market intellectual news shows to women, middle class women, and it was a real MK Ultra thing because they were the things that they did tell us kind of hid the other things they were doing. So it was always a twofer. The thing they were doing versus the thing they were showing.
Sure.
But in the declassified
Distracting.
documents, it always showed both.
I could see that because daytime talk is tailored to women.
I
'cause
mean, the
men wanna
view,
work.
the view.
The View's
The
nothing but a bunch of
View
harpies and
is-
witches. They're nothing but a
it's
bunch of satanic
unbelievable.
witches.
No,
I
it is.
know they're witches because I was a witch when I was a leftist, and I went to all the covens with all them bitches.
Yeah, no, it is witchcraft
Uh,
all day long, and women
They're
are home.
witches, and they do spells, and they sacrifice people. They do, and they fuck each other.
Yeah, they're not fucking us. I'll tell you that much.
They're not gonna fuck me. They
They're not
tried.
fucking
But
us.
wait,
They're
hold
not
on a
gonna
second.
fuck me. I tell them I'm not gonna
I
fuck
wanna hear-
any of you bitches.
What were you saying, Tyler?
Well, I
That's
think
what I
the
said.
Ukraine,
in my
the
let
new-
him. He still hasn't answered the Fauci.
Oh,
it's the
hallucination.
Are you good?
Ukrainian, Russia, Ukraine that ended COVID.
Yeah,
That
Yes,
was
it
that
did.
was a hotter COVID lost steam. That was a hotter story in
Yeah.
the media, and they took it, and COVID was gone. It
so
was
Fauci's still alive. He just no one gives a shit about him, right?
Mhm.
yeah, he's still. I think he still works for.
I
he's
don't
still
know.
getting
I
paid.
just said,
I
where
No,
did he
think
go?
he's been executed. That's what it says. Jag executed.
He's either been
him.
executed or he's still alive and
No,
probably
he's dead in a
making
motherfucker.
200K per
Dead.
talk
Easy.
at a
100%.
college or
If
you know.
you're
probably
a real
worth 100 million.
Trumper.
I don't call myself a Trump.
He's
Okay,
not.
then don't. But if you are, you follow Q.
Oh God, here we
Jake
go.
don't want me to even go into
This
it.
podcast
Pass.
is successful despite my mother.
Okay.
Pass. I'm just kidding.
Well, they
I'll talk about
say-
anything. I don't.
We love all of it. I just like to offer up.
I just like to entertain
alternative that
various
it's not
ideas
true.
that could possibly be true or not.
no, be
Yeah,
open to everything,
absolutely.
but
I like to
also
entertain the
it's-
ideas.
And I like
It's-
to hear them.
Right? They're interesting.
I like to hear them.
hold on. We were setting him up with someone. Then we had to get back to that, and then we got to
Huh?
wrap this up.
We need to set him
We
up
went
with
from
Yeah.
Find Me
someone.
Love to talking about QAnon.
That's the
and,
welcome
you
to
know,
Roseanne Barr
this is-
podcast. So you need to focus on what you
we
want.
need to fix him up with
Well, you were
somebody
telling
good.
him focus.
I'm actually
you're
quite.
you're too shotgun blessed.
What does she
You're
look
trying everything.
like?
I know.
So
How
let's let's
tall
do
is
it.
she?
I don't.
Be
He doesn't
fo-
care.
Okay, don't
I
care.
don't care.
Okay.
Race. She can't be fat though, right? 'Cause fat women are
Visualize
disgusting.
her. Visualize
What's
her.
fat?
What does she look like?
Mom.
Visual. Visualize what you want.
Yeah.
Visualize
was
it in
in-
your mind.
She was in the limo when I did EMDR. Like I said, it looked like a little bit like your wife, and
Yeah.
that's a compliment.
No, my wife's
Dark
gorgeous.
hair.
All right, I'm gonna set you up with my wife.
So like
I would love if you said me.
She is
dark
really
I
hair.
think that's what we're
we're
aiming
talking
at.
about dark hair.
I don't care
You
about
don't
the
care
hair
about color?
I don't care about the height. The weight thing is more of a health thing. You know,
Yeah, uh-huh.
I like curves.
You
do
just
like
like
curves?
a
I
curvy,
love curves.
average.
Would you be with Lizzo if she was your soulmate? You could do it?
Um,
Be honest, please.
I'm the size of her flute when she's holding it.
That's what I'm
so,
saying.
You know,
You could do it. Like, you
She-
could get aroused for Lizzo if you loved her.
she could keep me in one of her folds, literally.
No, no one
See,
can.
I couldn't get aroused for Lizzo.
but
couldn't do
I
it.
mean,
But she looks
poor
unhealthy.
Lizzo.
And
I wish she
I
would
have
just get the
Fat women are
Phobie pouch
disgusting.
like I did,
Yeah.
Jake.
I know. You need to get another one. It's time for an update. It's been too long.
What did
You
you
have-
get, a pouch?
She got her stomach stapled.
Oh.
She really
and
did.
then I was able to eat over it.
I think
Yeah.
you got it paper clipped because it fucking popped out.
Look at then I was able to eat over it and gain on my back. It's like a
This is like-
miracle of modern science.
Well, you have to update it.
Bigger
every few years.
staples next time.
Maybe. No, but okay. So brunette, you don't care about height, weight.
I don't care.
I don't buy the weight thing. I think
I
you're
don't
lying.
believe
No, no,
anything
no, no,
you're
look,
saying.
look.
He's
You're not
faking up.
being real.
He's not. Be
I
honest.
I'm
said
gonna
the
read
weight
his
thing
mind.
is
He's
a
a
health
Pisces.
thing. I like a voluptuous
What is
woman.
what defines?
He likes a
voluptuous?
voluptuous woman,
Now you
so
put your
he
mouth
likes
on
a
the mic.
Hispanic woman.
Look,
I bet you like Hispanics.
yeah, I'm
Huh.
open to Hispanics. I'm
He
open
likes.
to
He's saying he doesn't have a
Holocaust
type, but
survivors. I'm open to anything. It's a height waist ratio
Yeah, well,
biologically.
Hispanics are curvy.
when you say voluptuous,
Yeah, what does he mean by
What
that?
do you mean by voluptuous?
When a woman looks at a man, she's looking, can he protect me? When a man looks at a woman, he says, can she bear my children?
Right.
That's true.
We
You want the
instantly
wide hips.
calculate
They
height,
want the
That's
wide
true.
hips, the
Yeah, of
childbearing
course.
hips.
waist
yeah.
to hip ratio.
But really,
Could
you don't
be
want like
African
injected
American,
ass,
you might
right?
go
You
for
want like
that.
a
No,
real
I want
ass.
it to be natural, but you know,
Okay.
I like butts, and I
Could be
yeah,
Jewish, could
You're
be
a butt
Greek.
guy.
I'm a butt guy. I would go
Me
butt
too.
over boobs, but
Me
if,
too.
if there's
Butt over boobs.
Butt over boobs
okay.
and face and
Mhm.
personality. Butt number
exactly,
Mhm.
one.
and
Okay, I think
I'm
I
so
know.
short.
That
I'm
reminds
really,
me of a New York cab driver.
I'm going
one
up
time.
on the women.
I
Basically,
like that you
Listen.
both just keep talking over.
No, this New York
I don't
cab
It's the
think
only
driver one
podcast
time.
where the host
He was
interrupts
a
the guest.
black guy, and he was telling me because he saw I was fat or something, and he goes, I'll tell you what, I love a woman. If a woman, she could have the biggest butt and the best smile in the world, but if she, I just thought that was so funny. But if she doesn't have a good sense of humor, I'm not gonna like her.
What
I
a
just
what a
love that. The
prince.
biggest butt.
This episode is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Use code FATASS for 15%
All right,
off.
I know. I think I'm going to set you up with someone. I think I have an idea of who.
Who?
I'm not going to say it because I'm not editing this episode.
it's
This
probably a
episode's amazing.
relative with your sick situation.
No, it's not. I would never do that to you. I like you too much.
Is that-
Listen, I say this like in my act, but nobody.
I
want to
see you live so bad.
Okay,
Can we?
Oh.
That would have
Well,
been fun
when
if
you
we
come
walked
down,
to
I'll
a
go
comedy
with
club
you.
right
she
now.
would.
I'll go with you when you come to what's it?
Mothership.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
I'm
you
go
doing
need
a
to
out.
get-
full weekend there.
You need to get back
Huh?
on the horse.
I'm doing a full weekend. You want to pop in as a
Oh,
Yes,
hell
surprise?
yeah, I'd
100%.
love
When are you
to.
doing it?
In June.
Oh,
That's
hell
right.
Yeah.
Will you guys be
I'll
there?
Be there.
Oh,
Yeah.
we'll be there.
I'd
She
love
keeps
to.
trying to go to Hawaii, so I got to keep her in Texas. I think if you come in June, that'll buy me
Yep,
another
if
month
he
there.
comes, I'll stay.
I'd have you on it as a surprise, and the crowd
That'd
is
be so
gonna
fun.
lose their
They
fucking
love her, even when
mind.
she bombed that night. They still love.
Well, I did something wrong
It's 'cause
because
you're
at
a-
the
you gotta
end
stop
I
beating
was
yourself up.
okay till the end where I just had this feeling and I just started I started preaching from Torah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not
And
the
then
best.
after I was like, you are always in what's the word? You're
Mentally
doing
ill?
the wrong thing at the
No.
wrong time. And I started beating myself up. Why do you always have to do the wrong thing in the wrong place at the wrong time? You don't preach Torah in a goddamn
Yeah.
comedy club bar, and then you do this in the
That
wrong
could be
place.
funny though. You know.
It's
But
you
I
have a
just wanna
little
stay in the
sabotage
right
thing.
place in the right time, and it's hard for me
Sure.
because I always want to go, "Hey, fuck you," you
Yeah.
know.
Well, I struggle with because again, what I went through was on a micro level compared to you, but everything's relative, right? As far
Mhm.
as like the public shaming and the people calling you racist and all that stuff.
Yeah,
It really
God.
fucks you up. So I'm in this thing where like now I go out and I do my shows and these are just fans and it's a love fest and I gotta go get the wall down because sometimes I'll go at it a little hard because I'm used to having the guns
Right.
up,
Yeah.
you know, which can be useful because even your own fans might heckle or say stupid shit and you got to be able to do it. But you know,
Have you performed at the mothership?
yeah. So I went out there just to try to get in there. I kind of
Hung out
started
outside.
over. I did what I did here, and I was like, I'm gonna go and hang out, and I got on the crew show and did the 5 minutes, and then I just kept going. I invested like $15,000
Wow.
just in being there over a bunch of trips. There's something in me that was like, just don't fly back to New York. Go there, just
Mhm.
be there. And
It's
and then
place
the
to be.
booker saw me, and then offered me the weekend
Wow,
there, and you know,
you did well.
Awesome.
I think you're
that's
great,
cool.
man.
well, coming from New York
Yeah,
Mhm.
to bring that act where it's war every night.
Yeah.
I mean, even at the Cellar, man, it's like sometimes they hijack the show.
Yeah.
If it's 3 in the morning.
No, I've
What
seen
do
you
you
deal
mean?
with.
What do you mean
Oh,
they
they'll
hijack
heckle
the
him. He
show? What
gets
do you mean?
heckled.
Well, at 3 in the morning at the Cellar, and it's not, you know, it's not their fault. It's 3 a.m. and everyone is halfway to blackout drunk.
Yeah,
You'd have to throw everybody out. So I like that actually,
I do.
but it's like it's war, and they give me the last spot on the last show now.
So you mean it's a lot of people yelling out shit, heckling? And,
Oh, yelling, getting up, walking on stage,
Oh,
like
yeah.
but
it teaches you, right?
I never get mad at the crowd.
It's like being
No,
on
I
this
never
podcast.
Huh?
I said it's like being on the podcast with my mom.
Yeah, it teaches you to never do it again.
You know, when I started on my shit, it
How
was,
old were you when you started stand up?
Oh my gosh.
And it was so good. Can I just tell you this one last thing? Because
Yeah.
I was when I was unemployed and I'm on the couch and depressed, I started watching your clips from Carson,
Oh,
and then I started watching, the stuff you were going through, and I had an idea in my head. I go, you know what would be crazy? I saw a photo of you, and you don't look exactly like my mom, but I go, what would what a fun movie script where my mom loses her mind and I have to take her on tour with me. And I thought of you.
Mm.
And not
Oh, that's
and it was like
hilarious.
the next
I'm writing this
day
down right now.
I
That's so
met you
funny.
at the Comedy Cellar. So I was really holding in my like
that's hilarious.
holy shit. And I know
That's
Jim
fucking
Brewer
hilarious.
took his dad on the road, and
He
and
did?
I found that out after.
I didn't know he did.
He did.
But the movie would be like trying to keep my mom from killing herself while I'm on my first ever comedy tour.
That's
That's
amazing.
so
Yeah.
amazing.
Can we do that with your real mom?
Yeah, I did. I kind of did.
Did you bring her?
In a way, well,
I'd love it.
I was
If
going
you
home
write
in
it, I'll
between.
do it.
Ugh.
I was like going to the psych ward and driving back to New York doing a show, and but I had that idea, and then there you were in the club, and I just thought, man, that is fucking crazy.
I
Isn't
think
that
we should
crazy?
do this. I think we should
I
write
would do
this.
it. That's a great
I mean, I already
part for
found a
me.
different actress, but no,
Who is it?
Lizzo.
Rosie All right, I think
That
we should.
fucking Lizzo, though. I'll tell you what. I'm the one that bitch. I'm the one that went out there to everybody, and I had to take all the shit where they's going, that fat cow, that fat bitch, that fat cunt, that fat Jewish whore.
And that was
my
all
shit.
just your husband's.
Okay, yeah.
that was just a TSA.
No, I took that in all the press too,
Holy
Yeah.
shit!
and for my husband's. Okay, I took all that fat shaming.
You did.
Okay, but I would say fuck you, And here come Lizzo, 40 years later, going like, I'm breaking all the bounds for the big woman. Fuck you, I did it, you fucking fat ass whore. You fat cunt.
I think you should be
I
maybe.
didn't ask anybody to shove a banana up their cunt and eat it out by the goddamn Filipinos in the bottom of the cruise lines.
Yeah, you use lobster rolls. You got lobster rolls planted around this place like the goddamn CIA is bugging
Let's
the place.
get on that.
But you should be actually happy for Lizzo that you paved the way for her. Actually, now I think
well,
about
she
it.
should say thank you, Roseanne.
Yeah, she should. I'm with
None of these black people will come on my fucking show.
All right, that's
goddamn
time to wrap up.
Racist fucking cunts.
We get black people on the show.
I know, I'm
we've
kidding.
had one or two.
No, we've had several.
We had Monique and Candace,
We had a lot.
and I think that's.
I
is
was
that it?
on Dr. Phil with Candace for my
How'd you?
when I sued this company for discrimination.
Who'd you sue?
I don't know
Oh,
the story.
I'm in a lawsuit. 2 years I've been in a
He
lawsuit.
probably
I
can't
love it.
talk about
Who?
it.
Well, I was canceled for being white. They quite literally
Is this
took
real?
my career. Yes.
This is
Who?
100% real. He can't
Well,
say.
well, no, I can
Disney?
Oh,
say
you can?
many places. It was the the first wave of the BLM stuff
Yeah.
in New York City. It became quite common and almost celebrated to announce we don't want white people.
Right.
Comedy shows it. I remember the first time I heard
Oh
it.
my God.
Someone goes, "Yeah, there's too many white people on it," and I go,
Yeah, what does that mean?
"Wait, that's
Oh
not
my God.
that's not nice to say."
Comics.
Oh, it's
No, he's in Manhattan, Ma. He's been in the fucking belly of the
you
beast.
wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. I was
why I love him.
removed from podcasts from friends of mine, and by the way, this is like the third podcast I've ever done. Nobody will have me on, which is I sound like Trump now. Nobody will have me on.
Well, now that
I'm
you've been
so-
on, I can understand why. Just kidding.
Yeah, but this is me like through the ringer.
No,
Like I used
you're-
to be very.
Oh my God, I'm so
I
sorry.
was like the perfect
That's
guest.
so not the way comedy
I
is.
got
No.
I got a
That's
text.
why I love him.
fascism. That ain't comedy.
I got a
It
text
is.
from a girl who's now
Motherfuckers.
famous, and I won't say her name because I'm not even gonna give her the pleasure. But she texted
Amy
me.
Schumer?
She said I have to remove you from the podcast invite because I can't have white men on.
Fuck her.
Cunt.
And then it happened again.
Yeah.
And then my agent said, "Can't, too tough for white guys," and fired me. And then so I quit. I lost my
Oh
fucking
my
mind.
God, it's horrible.
And everyone knows this is happening, by the
Yeah.
way. And
No.
and then COVID hits or whatever. I start making videos, and I'm like getting a little confidence back. And this agent or manager reaches out, and he goes, "I've been following you for years. You should be on SNL, the whole thing, the whole spiel, which I'm sure you got a lot when you were younger. And
when I was alive.
when you're alive, when you're funny, and and then he said, something happened, whatever. He goes, I can't say what it is.
That's crazy.
And I waited for 7 months.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
7 months, just praying. This was
Oh my God.
this was because I've been doing this since I was 17. I put my whole life into it, so that's 20 years. And then I said, just tell me the truth. I said, just tell me the truth. And he called me, and I thought he was gonna say, we're ready to work with you. And he said, we have a problem. We can't represent you because you're a white guy.
Jesus Christ.
And this had been happening for 7 years.
Yeah.
Right? And I was such a fucking liberal woke cuck that I just would put my own dick up my ass. And so my therapist had been training me for a couple years to get this stuff on the record.
Oh, good. Did
So
you?
sometimes I would go to do it and I wouldn't, and I would screenshot and I delete it. I'm sitting at my podcast gear and I just hit record. I put the
Good
phone
for
on
you.
speaker, and I said, "Did you just say you can't? The only reason you can't hire me is because I'm a white guy?" And he's like, "Yep."
Wow.
And I said, "Is that company policy?" And he goes, "Yeah."
He recorded the call with an agent he claims turned him down for being white. So let's listen to the call.
Is it a policy, like, explicit that they're not taking on any, like, white men, or is it, like, case by case?
On-camera talent, stand-up, probably not. No.
Okay, so no white men are allowed for on-camera stuff.
I guess it's right now where it stands, but like, yeah, it could change in a year depending on if casting directors, that's not their feedback anymore, or not even casting directors, studios, whatever it may be, where it's like, this is what we're looking for.
What do we do about heart surgeons, airplane pilots? Like, how far do we want to go with this? Do you want the best heart surgeon, or do you want somebody who you think may have had it bad as a kid, or maybe their great-great-grandfather? I mean, it's ridiculous.
Wow.
And I was like, I went in my room and I just tore up my room. I put my dog in my living room. I went in my bedroom and I just started like smashing stuff because I was like, how is this fucking happening in this country?
Yeah.
And nobody has the balls to even say that it's not right.
No, they want you to feel that way.
Yeah, it works.
They're like,
It
karma.
nearly took me out. It was like that. I spent like 2 years like a homeless person in the park just talking to myself. I go, oh, that's what happens.
I was
You're
like
just going,
that too.
fucking stupid
After
white. You know, I'm like
after
that.
they did what they did to me,
Oh, I can't
I
imagine.
felt like they were trying to make me kill myself because they killed my character. And their message was
it is a murder.
racist,
It's a murder.
racist after a
No, they
lifetime of
want you to
being
kill yourself.
a whole child of a Holocaust survivors that fought for civil rights. Then call me a racist, those motherfuckers. After everything I did to confront race on my show, which they said, no, you can't.
Yeah.
Then they turn around and say racist, those fuckers. But
You
they
know what I
don't even
think?
get what
You
they
know what?
don't even
I
get
wouldn't
it.
even give them the credit of them thinking you'd kill yourself. I think they're so.
Well, that's why
I
I
think they're
didn't
so
do it.
disturbing and brainwashed and tyrannical and fascist that they don't even care. I think it's even worse.
Yeah.
I think so
That
too.
they
they're
actually
indifferent.
don't care.
They don't care.
This guy kind of giggled as he said it, as to be like, it's just not your time. Like you were born in the wrong time.
Mm.
And I was like, how sick to say that out loud.
Yeah, because it's like they hate talent. That's number one. They hate talent and they hate thinkers.
Mm.
And boy, they hate thinkers with talent.
And white men.
With big
And-
intact dicks.
And they hate art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
And
a
they
talent
hate-
manager.
And they hate dissent.
It's a talent manager too. It's
So-
like,
Yeah, they're all
How's
a
the
bunch of
lawsuit
freaks.
going?
Have you ever noticed that there are guys that never get laid in high
I
school?
should hire your mom as my lawyer. Imagine
yes.
if Roseanne walks into the
Do
fucking
you
courtroom and
have
goes,
any
"You
idea?
fat fucking cunts."
Do you have any
She
idea
wants to
how
sue
many
Disney.
lawsuits I've paid for?
She should sue. We want her to sue. I mean, we can't say it, but
Well, you know
I wanna
about
sue
Gina
everybody.
Carano,
yeah, I
right?
do.
I
she
wanted to
tweeted
get in
Elon.
on that because Elon Musk
He
says
never
he's going to
replied.
pay, but he
I'm
didn't
trying to
respond.
get on it too. I've been like,
We
hey,
should all
No,
get
it's
it.
a
It should be
class
a
action.
class action
Absolutely.
because
suit.
right now I'm doing like a pro bono, lawyer who so it's like I can't really like call him. I can't, I
Yeah.
can't get in. That's just how it is. I
But
didn't
the
have-
lawsuit's continuing. Like you're in the process.
so it's been years, and
Yeah.
Oh, it
takes years.
we just got the deposition stuff. So I believe I got the questions that their lawyer can use against me.
Right.
Isn't that cool that you got a pro bono lawyer? I mean, I really have to applaud them.
One in the country.
In the country. That's more than
One.
I could get.
I mean, maybe if I had the following I had now, but this was when I had no following, and I just went on Instagram like, hey, I was just denied work for being white. I recorded it, and it took a while, and I got one.
Yeah, because
one
that's
This is
guy.
a very
illegal.
important lawsuit. It's a civil rights lawsuit.
Yeah,
It's a class action
And
lawsuit.
nobody cares because you're white. They're like, you have privilege.
Well, that
It's
was
like,
the
You got the
thing. It's
privilege
like
to get
when I
ass
kind of
fucked.
announced it on Twitter, just because I needed to get it out. I
What
was
do you
like,
think of Elon Musk?
well, I think it's a little bit on the spectrum right now. So he's pretty cool, but he's removing a lot of important parts of the cost. He's taking away the door handles, Jake. We don't need the door handles anymore because we'll save about $8 per car. So
That's pretty good.
it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I think Elon is important for free speech, but he's he's got that mind that's like us, where it's just, not to say I'm as smart as him, but that
He's
it's
out
just,
there, yeah.
it's just going, and so
Yeah,
you
it keeps.
you
yeah.
have to understand that about him and
Uh-huh.
go, of course he's gonna,
He's a thinker, for
and he's
sure.
gonna make take major risks,
For
but
the
he-
sake of freedom.
but he also
which-
fucking earned it. It's his
Yeah.
it's his money, and it's his mind and body that is taking the risk. He doesn't do these without consequence.
no, he doesn't.
Imagine there was 5,000 people in the room next door dependent on this going well and
Yeah.
working properly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You'd be you wouldn't sleep at night.
No.
People think they can manage companies and run things, run the NYPD how it should be run. Yeah, go manage tens of thousands of people who are getting, shot at. Yeah.
I actually had that thought today when I was walking down the streets here in New York about how kind of miraculous it is that more shit doesn't go wrong.
Yeah.
That more people aren't crashing into walls and friggin' more
That's
shit
true.
ain't on fire,
Never thought about
Bikes,
It's pretty-
cars, plane. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's pretty amazing that it keeps together as well as it does with all the idiots involved, and drunkards and drug addicts and fucking crazy asses.
But we are on that real tightrope where we're giving the power to homeless, drug addicts, and illegal immigrants, and people are starting to. I think that's going to shift a lot of left people to the middle.
I think it needs to, and I hope it does.
Because it's
It
got
has to.
It is. But that's
But I
why
think that's why
Giuliani
they're
got
doing
into
it.
power. There was a Democrat before Giuliani. There's a Democrat before that. Then there's it's like two Democrats, two Republicans. It just goes like
Well,
this.
you know, my friend was Gore Vidal. Do you know who he was?
No.
Yeah, he was quite a great writer, a very good friend. And he had written a book about America, and he said, you know, there's not two parties, there's only one party, and it's the money party. And, you know, it puts a Democrat in for a while till the people get tired and they say, throw the bums out. So then they put a Republican in the window till the people get tired of being ripped off. And then they say, throw the bums out. So they put a Democrat back in the window till the people get tired of getting ripped off.
Then they put a mentally retarded mayor in charge.
Yeah, it's just all to rip off taxpayers
The
and
illusion
to
of
take
choice.
more and more rights away from the voters
I'd
and
say
the
that
tax
the
base.
city was objectively better with Giuliani and
1,000%.
then
But we
Bloomberg.
interviewed Rudy, and you know, we will indelibly have.
I would have put him back as mayor today.
Yeah, we have it indelibly etched in our mind. 911 and Rudy, America's mayor, and whatever he did after, but that day of crisis, he was America's mayor. You know.
But even before then, he cleaned
Cleaned
this
up the city.
up, man.
Mhm.
This city was like, before Giuliani, it was like how it is now. I was thinking that
Yeah.
today when I walked through. I was like, this feels like New York pre-Giuliani.
It's about exactly the same.
It is
I think
almost
it's going to
that, yeah.
surpass it.
It is.
It
It's
is.
much
Because again, you
darker.
can't just put armed guards in the subway. Like it's like, yeah, you can't have a gun, but you can have your penis out, open carry, and
100%.
people are walking. And it's like, you think the homeless people give a shit about a National Guard?
No. And you can't defend. Well, I don't want to get into it.
What?
Like, I was thinking today because I'm crazy, and I'm like,
It's
what if
just
someone
sad, our
attacks my
country.
mom, and I got to handle myself? Like, I'm scared here. Like, if I fucking rear naked choke a guy out, like, I'm going to prison
Yeah.
here. Like, I don't feel safe here on any level.
The guy, Patrick, something
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neely or whatever. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I was trying
The
to.
Michael Jackson
Mhm.
impersonator who
Mhm.
was. I used to see him on the subway.
Oh, really?
He was not a good Michael Jackson impersonator.
That's the
He,
worst.
he wasn't
He
good.
wasn't funny at all.
But then, but he was arrested once for trying to kidnap a 7-year-old boy, and I
Right.
was like, actually, a pretty good Michael Jackson impersonator. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe he's the best, the Daniel Day-Lewis of Michael Jackson.
method acting.
But he really did, and you look at his history, and this guy was a total sicko and a pedophile and all this shit, and it's like they
Democrat
discredited. Military white guy kills, murders black guy.
Yeah,
But
their
you know what-
narrative, they're
what
so
sucks?
embedded.
That Michael Jackson died when he was white because we have to pay the bill for all his sick shit.
That is true.
That's shitty timing.
Well, how about all the rapists that say they're women? And then they say women are rapists.
Hey, Karen, nice to meet you.
No, but I'm telling you.
No, I know.
They
I
go
know.
to women's prison, then they rape all the women in there too and impregnate them because they're women. Women can impregnate other women.
You know that.
They're fucking all nuts. I can't wait till they drop the age bomb on the whole fucking planet. I can't fucking wait.
Well, they kind of are. This is a slow suicide.
It is.
When you have over 50% of women not having kids.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's
they
what happened in
can't-
Japan.
This is why
Look at
I'm-
Japan right now. They're in a literal
underpopulation,
crisis.
you die. You can't keep up with the
They
supply.
did
and
it
the-
on purpose.
Of course.
Well, they did, but we're doing it. I don't know if it's on purpose. I think
It is.
I think
It's
enough
all on
people were
purpose.
brainwashed.
They need to depopulate.
You don't think it's
They
just
can't
a
have
moral
we're just
superiority that's gotten out of hand to go, look
Yeah,
at me.
it's-
I don't need a man. I don't need to date. I don't need to have kids because it's bad for the planet. They're so fucking dumb. They're not thinking that if you drop 50%, you actually can't operate the country and then you just die. Or China can now overpower us, which they are.
Yeah.
Because they're in our phones.
As my
killing
Uncle
us
Larry,
on TikTok.
as my Uncle Larry said when I was but 7 years old, my Uncle Larry was a lifer in the Army. which was strange for Jewish people, not as strange as you might think. But my Uncle Larry said to all of us Jewish children there on Passover, he said, "You Jewish kids, if you mind your P's and Q's, when you grow up, you might be lucky enough to get jobs as gardeners for the Chinese."
Wow.
He was ahead
That's
of
what
his
he
time.
said when I was little. And I'm like, God damn, he was totally right.
Well, instead of gardening, it's you doing, dances on TikTok. I mean, that all is empowering the Chinese.
Yeah.
Right?
They're emasculating boys and men, and they're turning women into men, and they're sexualizing girls, and everything is pornographic. Even Instagram, it's so pornographic.
I'm going to fix it. I told Jake and all of these people, I'm going to fix
kill
it.
the Chinese.
I'm
No,
going
just
to
kidding.
fix this whole porno industry.
By doing porn.
Yep. Right, Jake?
All right.
I'm starting my own
Yeah, she is.
OnlyFans.
I'll do it with
That's
you.
going to fucking take this shit out.
I think you might, if someone accidentally stumbled on one of your videos, they might never.
That's
research
right.
porn
They'll
again.
black that shit out as fast as if I put on a hijab.
We'll do it.
They'll
It'll be
illegalize
Roseanne
that
Barr
shit, too.
rapes Peter Dinklage.
Who's that?
The
little person.
short guy from
Good save.
person from Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. He's a
I have a joke.
Oh, he's a good actor, isn't he?
brilliant.
He's a great
God,
actor.
he's a great actor.
Brilliant.
But he kind of fucked the little people. I don't like to say community. I think if you're an adult who claims to be in a community, you're a child.
You're fucked up.
If your community is not your family
Family?
and some friends,
well said.
it's really sick.
Isn't that right?
Anyways,
there's no gay community. Well, I guess there's a gay community.
Yeah.
I guess there's a Jewish community.
Well, this came up at my Short Kings community meeting the other day.
I get it. I'm in a fat Jew bitch community.
You're the entire community.
He said that So you remember where's Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, I played the Wicked Witch in
Oh
that.
no, the Seven Dwarfs. So
Yeah.
Snow White.
Snow
Did you
White.
see how they leaked some stuff about it, and it was very like anti-family, anti-man, and there
Not
was some
surprised.
stuff leaked from it.
From what?
From
the remake.
And I believe
What?
Snow White.
They're remaking it like a live action.
Yeah,
I
they
didn't
remake it
know
all the
that.
time. They remake it all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
So like Snow White's like a Native American, or she's not white
Oh.
anymore, and that's fine. But Peter Dinklage said that the dwarfs shouldn't be dwarfs.
Yeah,
and this whole group of dwarf actors, I don't want to speak for all of them, were really pissed because they're like, we have a limited batch of roles.
Right.
And so it was leaked that they hired like some were animation, some were tall, and Peter Dinklage kind of backed that. There was this whole kind of backfire.
So he's a turncoat. They've turned on him now.
Yes.
Jesus. Well, the one with
I don't want to say all of them because I don't want to say
that.
they're
What does he say with that? What does he do? I say the way America works is everybody has to turn on the people who look like them to make it.
It's tokenism.
It's
right?
you have to be it's so sickening.
I always say to my crowd now, I walk out and I go, it looks like January 5th in here.
What does that mean?
Like we're all preparing to storm the Capitol. They love it though.
I don't even get that January 6th thing.
Well, like I say that I have resting January 6th
Yeah,
face.
it's one of my favorite.
It's
bits.
like how people will just they'll profile you and go, well, white man beard and a red hat. He's a Trumpy guy.
A red hat. Yeah, I know.
So I
the
tell
red
my
hat.
crowd it looks like January 5th, like we're all at a meeting kind of planning.
I don't even get anything that media is doing to us except for knowing that they're lying about every goddamn thing.
Well, don't you think, or do you think rather,
I just know everything's a lie.
that the media's become so watered down because of social media that they're just have to polarize everything, and it's money. It comes down to money.
That's actually a really good point.
It's like,
I never thought about
look
that.
at what does well. It's
to be competitive.
It's compilations of Joe Rogan using the N-word because he was quoting something where it was, which I still think is ridiculous that he got so much heat for that. So the media has to do that. They have to find these stories. Joe Rogan's on horse pills. Everything is polarized because they're dying. The media's dying.
That's true. They've got to get the clicks, right?
Yeah, I
So
mean,
that
we
everything
knew
has
That's
that.
to
why
be
Gutfeld
sensational.
is the number one
I
comedy show.
know.
Who?
I
If
wanna
you
talk
told
to
me
him
that
about that.
Fox
He's coming tomorrow night.
News, that Fox News would be the #1 comedy show
Yeah.
in the
I
in the
know.
#1 free speech comedy epicenter of the world, I would have punched you in the face.
Me too.
Because I was
This
all
is a great
and
question
now
to ask him.
Yeah, he's coming
the
tomorrow
only
night
place
because
that
of
I
Tyler.
can go on TV is fucking Fox News.
Right.
I'm on there all the time, and I'm thrilled because
On Greg's show or
I'm on
all over Fox News?
I do all of it.
Oh, excellent. I never watch it because I,
hate them 'cause-
can't even know how to turn my fucking TV on because there's
It's
too
really
many
funny.
buttons.
Well,
I
it's because
can't
you're on the
even-
internet going, oh, they're fucking
I
just killed him
can't
at Jag.
turn a TV on if my life depended on it. I'm serious.
Or a man.
I think you
Sorry. That was so
What?
stupid. Nothing. Stupid joke.
But the show, there's no.
What shows do you go on?
I go on so I used to secretly go on Fox News, and a white van would pull up to my house. See, this is how closeted I was. As I'm coming out as not a Republican, but as someone that really values free speech.
That's what we gotta all be.
That's it. That's
No
why I
matter
go on
where
Fox.
we are on the
Tell 'em what you
political
are, Mom.
spectrum. Huh?
You're a radical
That's what I say. I'm
constitutionalist.
not a
Radical
Republican.
Constitution.
I'm a radical constitutionalist,
That's what we
which
are.
means I'm for free speech
The
more than
Constitution.
anything.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
a comic.
And you
not
have to
party.
distinguish that when
Yeah.
people try to put you in a box.
Yeah.
Even when I do the Daily Wire stuff, I do it because they hire me based on my talent,
Right.
and I like the job. And people go, "Oh, well, so you're a conservative comedian now?"
No.
Even there, when I'm there on
Yeah.
their podcast, and I go, "No,
Right.
I'm a comedian who takes jobs based on the roles and the freedom I have."
Right.
That's it.
That's correct.
That's it. And so with
But
Gutfeld,
Daily Wire, what the fuck? I mean,
well,
the
they're an
Candace
openly
thing-
conservative.
yeah, but I mean, they keep on saying free speech, and then Candace pushed them too far,
Yeah, and then they fire. Well,
and they fired her.
Well, I don't know the specifics of why or
Well,
if it was
obviously they
firing.
felt
or-
that she went too far because they
They do.
fired her.
but it's easy to say that. But I don't. You don't.
But
you
I
just
mean, how
don't
can
know.
you have any limits on free speech
right.
when you're the free speech people?
I agree.
There's
I
a
don't-
lot of
I-
angles going on, you know.
I'm gonna wait until I know the exact reason, just because
Me too.
I do know. I've been there a lot, and they all do really get off on contradicting each other in a good way. Do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And so I'd like to see.
I've heard things.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they owe viewers.
Oh, well,
an
we have a show.
explanation.
Speaking of, we have a cartoon coming out on.
Yeah.
Oh
on
yeah,
Daily
we
Wire.
do, don't we?
Yes.
And it's funny, ain't it?
It's really funny.
And it's Adam. What's his face?
Carolla.
Adam Carolla.
I can
This
never
is actually
remember his last name, huh?
Corolla.
I can't remember people's names anymore because I'm old. The first thing that goes is names.
Yeah. Well, it's hair and names.
Hair.
This
Stop! You're horrible. I'm
I
gonna
was talking
slap
about
you.
your,
He
your
was making
bald
fun of
Oh,
me.
son.
I thought you meant
Yeah.
my hair.
He was
Look
doing
at
both
my
of us
hair.
actually.
It's
He's very.
fried.
Wait, this
Wait, hold
is-
on.
Wait, but
My
this
hair is
yeah,
fried.
just talk
My
over her.
hair's like
This is-
Just get
wire.
louder.
Look at my hair. It's
You gotta
like
just
wire.
get
This
louder.
is
Just-
actually breaking news. Like this show
Huh?
is
Bertram.
it's actually pretty outstanding.
Yeah.
The people that are in this show.
What
you
show?
have people from Family Guy. You have
What
Yeah.
show?
Bertram, the one you're
Oh,
on.
the one we're in.
Putty from Seinfeld. You've
Yeah.
got Danny. Who's the Mexican guy from from the Nicolas
Turio?
Cage?
No, I know who you're talking about. The, with the
I
the
just
skin.
wanted to do it because you were in it.
I don't have my phone. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
From
but this
Six
is
Blade
a-
Knife.
a major cast of
ton of
people.
No,
big
Megan
people's
Kelly's on
in
it.
it.
Candace
A
is in
lot.
it.
Candace
Kyle
is in it.
Dunnigan.
Kyle's
Yeah.
so fucking talented.
I mean, it's
Mhm.
He's
act-
so talented.
We don't know nothing except that we're in it.
But I saw so when I had to go redo some of my clips, they showed me a lot of scenes.
No, it's good.
We're in a scene together.
I know. I was so glad they finally gave us a scene together.
That's crazy.
I wish
You're
they would.
playing a kind of libtard, huh?
I'm playing. So you're playing the principal,
Mm-hmm.
and then Adam is the woodshop teacher
Mm-hmm.
in this school that's being sort of reconstructed by wokeism.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really excellent.
And then
script.
I play his arch nemesis. I'm the Jedi, the Justice, Equity, Diversity, Inclusion officer. So
Yeah.
I'm like a mall cop that's hired to go in and teach everybody how racist they are and make it's
No, it's great. I've read the script. I've seen some of the clips too.
It's so fun to do
It's
it.
a show that would be on fucking television
Yeah.
It would, yeah.
10 years ago, and it would kill.
Well, that's why I
But
like
they
Daily
never let
Wire.
on TV now because
No.
it's all.
But how sad is that? I mean, it's awesome
Yeah.
that it's happening and that Daily Wire did it, and it's out and it's happening, and I want to
It's
celebrate that.
really great to be part of it because it's so edgy.
Well, and
Uh,
Daily Wire's, I mean, that's why I
It's
defend
offensive
them.
and edgy.
It is.
It's real free speech.
Kind of in a
offense.
90s way, you know,
Yeah.
like it doesn't really have a political like bias. I really don't think
I
it
love
does.
my
No, but they'll
character.
say it does.
First you think she's a big angry lesbian, but then you find out she's like a veteran
Yeah.
Yeah.
and she's straight.
And a lesbian.
It's even better. I think she's straight at the end
Well,
because she's trying to oppress all those construction workers to have sex with her that are working on her house. I love that she's kind of a predator.
Yeah.
That's fun for me to play.
And then when you're gone, I go in and I sit in your chair and I get off on your power. I like going like sniff your stuff. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
we haven't
really.
seen the full episode yet.
I get to play a kind of a big old weirdo pervert,
Yeah.
which is fun.
I want to be you in the show because I love your power. I love your. We have a scene where we're fighting for the megaphone to do the announcement over the school thing, where I'm doing some virtue signaling bullshit about National Native whatever day. I think it's gonna be great.
I do too.
I
And
hope
It's out in a
people
couple. I
like
think it's
it.
out in. When does this episode come out? Do you guys know?
we don't know.
We
Yeah.
don't know.
I have
We
to.
don't know
I
what
mean,
the
we're
fuck we're
two
doing, huh?
2.5 hours, so
Oh
it's
my
going to
God.
take me a month to edit this.
Bircham is coming out in May.
The May 7th is the red carpet event, which I've.
I believe it goes live on the platform that.
Oh, okay. We have to find a way out of that. That's what we're trying to do, but to not go.
We're going if they want us.
No, I'm not going
Why?
because we're having a baby.
Here you.
Oh yeah, Jake's having a baby. Okay, well
Yeah, I
let's
gotta piss
end
too.
this.
Yeah, let's here.
end
Sit down,
this.
wrap it
Sit
up, and
down
we'll go
we'll
piss.
say goodbye, and then we'll
Yeah,
actually start talking.
Yeah,
shit.
wrap it up, and then
Or
we can actually
pass
hang out and
or
have
whatever
fun.
we're doing.
Both.
Hey, thank you so much for being here. It was a blast to hang out with you.
This was.
Can't wait to hang out with you
This was
more.
a dream and a nightmare come true.
Me
no,
too.
no, it was
Me
a dream come
too.
true. It's not gonna. This isn't gonna really hit me until another day, unfortunately.
What's worse, your mom killing herself, your dad being gay, or being here with my mom? What
Bit
was
of a-
more
she's
traumatic?
kind of actually, you look like my mom and my dad had a baby. Holy shit! No,
Really?
you actually have the same.
Oh,
Yeah, but they're very attractive.
but that's sad for you to see all that in my face.
But that might have been why I wanted you to play that role in the movie.
Let's do that.
Maybe so.
I think it'd be a fucking awesome
I'll do
movie.
it if you want me to.
I
I
almost
would
feel
do
like
it.
we need to check with Jim Brewer to make sure he's okay with that idea because his dad.
He'll be okay.
Yeah,
He
don't give a
wants
fuck.
to. he
The three
wants
of you need to
I'll
do
write a
something.
role for him.
I'm going to get you in
put
touch with
him in
Brewer
it,
too.
too.
Yeah.
I know you love him.
He's our bro. We love him.
Can I say one thing to you, Tyler? I've been with my mother my entire life. I've met a lot of people.
I've known Jake his whole life.
his whole life. You are one of the most genuinely warm people that I've ever met. I'm being honest right now. I was thinking about this yesterday about when we met you in New York. You are legitimately one of the nicest people I've ever
Mhm.
met, and you pay
I
my
think
mother
so, too.
respect, which I'm finding harder
He
and
sounds
harder
like
these
Tony
days.
Soprano now, doesn't
No, but you do.
the
he?
chair.
paid
You
my
are. It
money
is the
man.
chair.
respect.
No, you're an
Well,
amazing fucking person.
thank
I
you
love
But
guys.
you.
you're so
I really do.
greatly
Thank
talented.
you guys, and I feel
so
it's,
greatly brave.
I feel so. This is what's
You're
wild.
out there on the edge, like not
Yeah. You're a fucking
few,
hero, dude.
like very
I felt
few.
really like safe when you guys were at the Comedy Cellar, and
Yeah.
you said you're like, I want to come here more, and I'm like, if no, it's Texas is where you should be.
You should
Yeah.
come to
But-
Texas.
But
I promise you, I'm going to set you up with
Something
someone.
good's going to
appreciate you
happen there.
guys.
My
We're
wife
all
knows a
gonna
lot
make
of
something
people.
good happen.
I'm going to set you up. You're going to be happy. We're going to have a good time.
well, I appreciate that, and you have to go through shit to be able to.
That's
You
right.
go. Do I want to treat people the way I was treated, or do I want to do the opposite? You have to really know what it feels like,
I think
because
you
that
do.
goes through my head every time I do something,
Mm-hmm.
and I can be. People underestimate my ability to be a goddamn mountain lion,
Yeah.
or like a miniature
Mhm.
labradoodle,
I
whatever.
see it. no,
No.
I think
It's,
I
you know,
see it. I think you're an
Like you
amazing.
didn't
That's
have to
exactly
do this.
right.
You didn't have to make the podcast and
You wanna
give people joy.
add to the good, right?
It's comedy. It's like, again,
Comedy saves
who
the
thought
fucking
you'd
world,
have to
man.
fight for comedy and free speech? But this is
But
our.
comedy saves the fucking world. Laughing power to scorn. There's nothing more great.
I was at home in Connecticut, where I'm so privileged with my gay dad leaving and my mom trying to kill herself. And I joined a gang. Actually, I was in a gang.
Which gang?
What kind of
It
gang?
was like it was just a gang like in my town. We sold drugs and grew.
Oh, you really
marijuana.
were in a gang? I thought you were
Yeah,
joking.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. No,
shit.
I crime, robbed
What was your
stores,
hand signal?
broke
Am I
into
gonna get shot?
cars. I was basically raised by like drug dealers. essentially.
Shit,
Me too.
man. Well,
That's
just Tom
crazy.
Arnold.
Yeah.
That should be the last
No.
line of this episode.
No, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
And there was
Oh
a
my
statue
God.
of, and half my friends are dead. Half of them.
Oh,
sorry.
shit.
Half of
Her too, but old age.
Yeah, all 30 and under. Suicide,
That's
jumping in front of
awful.
trains, suicide, drug
Oh,
overdose, jail. It's
God.
like, so the privilege thing, it just gets me so much. But
Can I tell you one thing
Yeah.
that remind me of something?
yeah,
This guy threw himself in front of a train. He was a great comic in Denver where I started.
Oh,
And
man.
then he survived but lost his arms. And I went back with Robin Williams because I got everybody to do a benefit for him for his new
Oh, man.
arms. And he said that I caused it to happen.
Robin said that?
No,
the
the
guy?
guy who lost his arm.
Did he
No,
really?
Robin said, "Oh shit, it looks like I'm doing an impression of a pencil. Look at this guy. Oh, look at me. Oh, looks like Mr. Happy. Oh."
Did he
Wow.
really blame you for it?
Yeah,
Was he
blamed me
serious?
for it, yeah.
What the fuck? I never knew that.
You don't know how evil comics are.
Yeah.
You don't know how they was back then, though.
That's
Not
horrible.
much has changed, my friend.
No,
No.
they got some bad shit, right? There's some bad
If you
ones.
see comedy as competition, it's gonna destroy you and destroy
Right.
everybody. If you see it as a privilege and art and abundant, you know,
you'll,
that-
you'll do better.
yeah, it's the only way to do
Right.
it. So
Alright.
you have a choice.
We
It's
all
like
have-
rap.
we
See
all
me
have
on
to-
tour, tylerfisher.com.
TylerFisher.com.
Coming all over the country and
We love you.
coming all
Absolute
over
pleasure.
Roseanne.
We're gonna
on
find you a
OnlyFans.
wife. Don't talk nasty to
So
old women.
inappropriate.
We're gonna find you a wife. That's what I predict.
I'm gonna get him.
He didn't say what she's gonna look like.
It's like
I
a
wish
fucking
he had.
Make-A-Wish.
No, I
He
know.
says it looks like your wife. That's
Well,
what we're gonna go
we all
for.
want him to look like my wife, but I'm telling you, I know who. I already know who. And if it's not her, it's in that circle. I got
Okay,
it. You
this
just
is
gotta
gonna
get the text.
happen.
Well, if it's not her, it's her fat sister.
No,
No, her sisters are gorgeous.
you
but they're
can't
all
be with
married.
a fatty.
I don't care
You
about
can't
weight.
be with a fatty because you're too.
I don't care
You're
about
too
weight.
short. You're too short for a fatty.
Crush me. Maybe being crushed is my thing. If women like to be
No.
dominated, maybe I want to be thrown around.
No.
Yeah, maybe you should get in the
It's not
schmo.
gonna
Do you know
work.
the schmoes?
Huh?
You should get in the schmo community.
What's that?
We have to pee, so we're gonna wrap it up. Two
I gotta
stories.
be so bad.
The schmoes,
What?
they're the guys, they're little guys that get thrown around by female bodybuilders.
No, he don't.
It's
want
a fetish.
that.
Anyway, real
No.
quick, one quick story, and then I gotta wrap it
knew
up. Hold
some
on.
guys.
Pants.
They
Hold on, I
were
know.
bodybuilders,
Let me wrap this up,
but
please.
they
Myself a
all
UTI
I know, I have to-
listen. There's these bodybuilders in Malibu,
I got a UTI
and
one.
you know who they're attracted to? 800-pound women.
Yeah.
Go to the bathroom.
All right.
No, but in
Go to the
Malibu,
bathroom, I'm gonna tell this
next
story.
to me in Malibu,
Go pee
next
and then.
to me in Malibu
Yeah.
was these guys, and they was bodybuilders. But the girls they had come over to their pool were at 600 to 800 pounds, and they was
Jesus.
feeders. I told you about one of
Yeah.
the feeders.
You
was
need a
living next
feeder.
to
That's
me.
what you need.
I do need.
I'm gonna
that.
find you a feeder. I'm gonna find
Get
him a
me
wife.
a feeder.
Oh, you see.